Yo, yo, yo. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? How are y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling? Got the graveyard shift popping off.
Yeah,
I'm here with my man Ox. What's up, Ox?
chilling, man. I'm at this NAACP convention right now, so just met the mayor of Alabama. He took us to church tonight, so
Ooh, okay,
it's been
okay, okay.
it's been a good one. I'm still mingling, but
Yeah, okay.
always got to make time for the graveyard shift. I got to make sure I do my job.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Hey, I'm gonna hold it down for you though. I'm gonna hold it down.
Right on, right on. That was good.
Um,
Oh, hey, you see Gabe on his way to the DR right now. That's what's up, Gabe. Represent. I wish I was on the way out there with you.
yo, how y'all feeling, Chad? How y'all feeling? Another beautiful Saturday, man. Another beautiful
Yeah,
Saturday.
I'm gonna shoot the link out.
All right, for sure.
Quick. Oh yeah. What's up with you though? What you been on, bro?
Shoot, man. I just came home from work,
Oh,
just grinding, bro. Just grinding.
hell
Got
yeah,
I got some big things planned for next month, for sure.
for sure. Hey,
Especially
so
especially with some music. I
oh
got
yeah,
some
yeah.
big
You
stuff.
gotta start dropping your links and stuff, bro. I don't think the people really know how dope you are with the music, bro. I
Hey,
was check I was
I'm
checking you out the other week, bro. You got heat, bro.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely got some big stuff coming soon, for sure.
Yeah, man. Who is this? Oh, Dev in the building. Oh, my man, Guns. This my dude. Hold on, Dev in the building.
What up, Dev?
What's good?
Dev,
What's good?
Guns.
Yo, what up?
What's
Yo,
up, bro?
yo,
Oops,
salute.
oops.
That's what's up. Hey, Guns, welcome to the graveyard shift, bro. We ain't had you up here yet, man.
Well, it's because you all guys are on the West Coast and I'm in Central Time, so like it's 11:30 right now.
mm,
Right on.
mm.
What's
I,
good,
I
Ox?
mean,
How everything
actually,
been? How's everything been, Ox?
Shoot, I wanted to start the show a little earlier today because had to get in
Had to get in
mm,
some of my West Coast people, man.
Yeah, it's a little early. I'm
yeah,
looking
it's
at
a little early.
everything.
I'm looking at everything.
Hey,
Hold
Quan. Hey,
on, hold
Quan.
on.
Hey,
Yo, yo,
Hold
Quan,
on.
Quan, who's speaking?
Yo, Quan, you got us playing in the background?
Yeah, I just muted him.
Yeah.
What you want, Ox?
It's good
I'm
ops.
actually, I'm actually at a NAACP convention right now, so I can only stick around for a couple minutes.
Oh,
Desert
that's
gonna
what's
hold
up.
it down. I'm about to go back into the little after party. Just the mayor of Montgomery was in here. He gave a fire speech. He took
Mm.
us to church, man, and
Mm.
he was talking about the situation that happened on the 5th. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Mhm.
mm,
A lot has happened, bro,
Fine.
since the last graveyard shift, man.
Yeah, like
Germany,
what?
they beat
Yeah,
USA. What's going on, bro? What's
yeah.
going on?
It's
and
the
But
world,
yeah,
It,
man.
it
It's the
was
world.
a it was a it was a tough match, bro. It was a tough match.
it was.
Unbelievable.
Germany is not a joke.
Yeah. How y'all feel about that though, man? Guns, man. Let me hear you.
I mean, when it comes down to the international game, I think it's pretty obvious that when it came down to Germany, Germany has got the talent and everything to be able to match up. I think maybe people were overlooking them, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the reason why we ended up in the situation that we did. But I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think that when it comes down to USA's actual talent and everything, that we've got our best out on the floor. That you know, yeah, there's going to be people that are kind of holding back on this, but yeah, I mean, Germany. We kind of knew that Germany was
Yo,
actually going to be a pretty solid
What up,
squad.
Easy?
Yeah, I mean, they blew a 16 lead, like 64 lead when they first matched up. I thought that was going to kind of tear their confidence down, but obviously I was wrong. Them niggas came out
Nah, they
and
wanted some
man,
revenge.
whooping on them niggas, man. Didn't
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
show
gonna
it.
wanted
I
lie.
can.
some.
Hey,
yo,
FIBA Schroeder's a
Daniel
different breed.
where
Tice,
you at?
yeah, FIBA
Yeah,
Schroeder, FIBA Daniel Tice. I mean, bro, come on.
He's at
And,
a
He's
he's
on
at
a
a
different
Steve
breed.
Kerr is a fraud. He's a small
easy.
ball
He's at an
merchant. He's a small ball
NCAA
merchant. There is no
team
way.
meeting.
Oh shit.
There
Hey,
is
I
no
don't
way
think
you
but
so.
I
get
think I
killed
think y'all sleeping
by them
on
bigs
Daniel
like
Tice
that.
though, bro. Daniel Tice is really nice.
I mean, I think it's the fact too that like Team Germany plays way more as a team.
Mm-hmm.
They
That's
play
for
some
sure.
true team ball. They have like genuine chemistry. Same thing
And
with
they also
Serbia.
value the big man too. They like overseas, they still value the big
Oh
man
yeah.
heavily. And
Fourth
there's no
and
reason
five,
why
so you
Lithuania
way
cooked
more.
them. Germany cooked them on the glass, beating them up in the paint. They're
Mhm.
running Paulo Bechero at the center, like at the back of the five. Like that's
I
not
mean,
gonna
the
work.
thing
Yeah,
too is like
he's
going
not
into the
good.
Lithuania USA matchup. Lithuania was already like I believe the best team in rebound and had the best 3-point percentage. So they just
Yeah.
kept that up. They really just kept that up. The USA just folded that one too.
I mean, what is it? I think Damo even brought it up like a few weeks ago on the panel, saying that, like, you know, USA's big man situation is not the best. I mean, like you
Yeah.
said, like Paulo Banchero is better at a 4 than a 5, and he's playing our
For
backup
sure.
5, and it's
Yeah, then we have guys like Walker Kessler who can play, but obviously I don't know what Steve Kerr is doing out there. Like play Walker Kessler. He's gonna do some dirty work, gonna block some shots, get some rebounds. They really needed that, and he just didn't play him right. I don't understand.
I mean, but you can't blame Steve Kerr though necessarily like full like. I mean, he's working with what he's got, and he does have to kind of work with this team with
What's
like
what's
what's being thrown
so
out.
so what's going on with all this slander of Steve Kerr recently, man? Like, why is he getting all this heat recently? Like, is he?
I don't know, man.
Hey,
I think
Dezo,
What's that?
it's crazy you asked that question, right? Because during the season, I was like, Steve Kerr is a Steph Curry and Mike Brown merchant, and everybody
I
was like,
remember
"Oh,
that.
how dare you say
Yeah.
that? How dare you say that?"
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, we lose the
All of a
question, and
sudden,
everybody's
right?
like, Steve Kerr's a fraud. Steve Kerr's
Mm.
I mean,
a terrorist.
I just believe it's like Eric Spoelstra at this point. I think he clears Kerr at this point. I think Eric Spoelstra clears Kerr. You can make an argument
I
for
mean,
some
but
other coaches, maybe like Ime or
it, is it really that the case though that he goes down to this? Because I mean, when it comes to Greg Popovich, like everybody's still thinking Greg Popovich is a great coach, but then like as soon as he loses what the dynasty that's been going on, all of a sudden it's like, you know, what have they done?
Mm.
So
I
I mean
mean,
I feel like whenever
I
you get these
mean,
great coaches,
Those Spurs teams, I
I
don't know
mean,
what
to be
he's
fair
supposed
to
to do with that.
Pop, yeah, I mean, to be fair to Pop, I mean, you make it to the Western Conference Finals in 2017. Kawhi gets hurt. Next year, he doesn't play at all. They still make it to the playoffs. Got a game off Golden State. Then you got DeRozan on your team for the next few years, and we know
Jesus
how he is in
Christ.
the playoffs. And now he really hasn't even coached the last 2 years. So there's nothing to coach really. So I mean,
but
Even
still,
with him
dog,
with
yeah,
Victor, even
it's
this year,
tough
I
to
don't
really
expect
like
the Spurs to be good.
coach when your team has no direction.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
but
don't
I mean,
expect the Spurs to be
they were
really bad
clearly
still.
trying to lose. So I'm not sure what he could have coached.
well, I mean, well,
We
my
even
whole
saw though, even with Coach Greg Popovich when he had Dejounte Murray and them, that was a 10 seed playing team. That team should not have been a playing team. He wound up getting them in a playing spot. So that was very impressive. I don't thought that was very impressive from Coach Pop.
Mm.
Wrong.
But
true, but the whole
Y'all
point of
still got
like
like
What up,
y'all got
Ron?
like
What up,
Graveyard
Ron?
shift, man.
What up, Ron?
y'all still together?
Graveyard shift better without Ox,
hey,
huh? It is,
nah,
huh?
Hey, don't
no, but
disrespect,
like
Ron. Don't
when it
disrespect.
comes to Greg Popovich and like what he's doing, and that's kind of like my same point with like Steve Kerr is like, yeah, we don't know what kind of like squad that they actually have, and with him coaching something new, like, are we going to start, cutting him off on the very first attempt that he's ever got at like this new squad that they've got going on, and we're just going to say that, oh no, he's a fraud because of it? I
No.
mean, this is like
nah,
his first attempt
Only idiotic
outside of what
people
he's
would do
got.
that. I think only idiotic people would
yeah,
do
I'm just
that.
I am
So
chilling, but I don't think he's the first or second best coach in the league. I don't think he's that. I
no,
think he's probably
no.
like maybe like the fourth or fifth.
Who's the,
Depend
Well,
like
who
but
do you think are the coaches better than him?
um uh
I'm not
Eric
arguing.
Spoelstra, obviously.
Okay.
Ime,
mhm.
Pop. And
Email's kind of
yeah, you probably could throw Curve right there after Ime. So like
Okay,
fourth or
so
fifth.
You think
so
so?
it's
You think Ime Udoka is the second best coach in the league?
No, I think Pop is.
Okay.
But I thought you just said okay. Well, I need to see Ime do it with more than just
Yeah,
Jason
Ime
Tatum and
over
Jaylen
Kerr.
Brown.
What is Ime proven? Ime's barely had a professional coaching career.
Yeah, like the first half.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand that the run they went on in the second half of the year, but I mean that team looks so mid. The
It's a
first
small
half,
sample size.
like
Yeah.
it is a small sample, and
Incredible.
like they need to.
I mean, it is, but yeah, I'm just going off of that. So I guess you can say if
I guess.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
more-
but off of that
asking,
sample size
I'm
not
alone,
gonna-
saying
I'm not
his
gonna lie,
coaching-
it was a pretty impressive run that he went
It
on.
Yeah, that
was.
run
It
was,
really
and
was.
that defense was one of the greatest defenses.
was great.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's enough to say already that he's like the second or third best coach in the league, though.
Yeah,
think he's-
man. All right,
I feel like he
if he takes the Houston Rockets to the freaking 3rd seed this year, all right, bro, you got it. But
Like for me, even like when it came to now, I may be higher than Nick Nurse, and maybe y'all are, but I needed to see him do it for more than just having Kawhi and that team he had in 2019. I needed before I put him in like that top 3, top 4 tier, and then he did it again without Kawhi. That team was still practically just as good.
Hey, just like
So,
Mark
I mean,
said, in
Do
the
you
chat,
have Nurse
Steve
over
Kerr
Kerr?
outcoached Ime in the finals.
And he did outcoach him.
Yeah, how do y'all feel about this? Kerr
Just like Mark
outcoached Ime in the finals. How do y'all feel about it?
Completely
I
agree.
think
Yeah, he did outcoach him.
I think Jason
But-
Tatum. I don't know how much I
Yeah.
want to say Jason Tatum's struggles are on Ime, but I think Kerr.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Ime was playing drop coverage. I ain't gonna lie, that was bad.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
it was really just Ime's lack of adjustments in that finals. I think.
Mm.
And Tatum, he was awful in that finals as well.
Man,
But-
Andrew
I
Wiggins looked
think
like the
he
next
made-
Iggy.
All right, so let's discuss like some strengths of these coaches. Like, I think Ime is a great personality coach. Like he gets his players, you know. Like,
Yeah.
he gets.
I also
but
think he's a
most-
good defensive coach as well.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
I
great
think he's
defensive
also a
coach.
great-
Outside of that finals where he just really didn't adjust and they were playing drop, I think Ime in general is like he puts his players in the best spots for them to succeed.
That's another
think
problem what I have with Steve.
Because
Kerr.
I think Jason Tatum that year looked like probably the best he has defensively.
I don't
So
think
what are-
defensively Steve Kerr is that great as a coach either. I think
So
Mike
what are
Brown,
some strengths? All right, so let me ask you this then, Bulls fan. What are some strengths of Steve Kerr? Like, what do you think?
I
like,
think Steve Kerr.
Oh, his offense is great.
The way that he figured out a way to get Steph Curry in. Now, again, I'm just saying that what I've seen because like the sets that they run for Curry and how he moves off the ball, I think Steve Kerr has made it a point of emphasis for all his teams, especially because when Curry's on there, off ball movement is key. I agree with him on that. Off ball movement is key. That's why I think the Raptors team to Dwayne Casey failed. But the way he the offensive sets that he runs with that he runs with Curry and with him moving off the ball, and that just opens up the game for everybody. So I think that's
it's like a
his strength
motion
of his.
offense that he runs, but there's always some sort of action going on.
Yeah,
It's
there's no one just
strength.
standing around on Kerr's team, which I love.
And I also think that Steve Kerr actually does bring out a bit more. I'm not going to say he's like a defensive-minded coach and everything like that, but he does get the most defensively out of what he's got because nobody's going to say that Kevin Looney is a great center, and nobody's going to say that great Draymond Green, as of recent, has been a great like defensive player. But
Oh shit!
what?
I think he's no. Wait, I see what he's saying though, because like
yeah, like he's getting
chill out.
more out of
Chill
what
out.
he's
I don't think he's been as good as he was, but he's definitely still elite. I don't think he's
no,
fell off that bad.
no, I'm not saying that like he's fallen off, but like when it
He
comes
has
down to
regressed, though. He's
defensive
regressed.
options,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yo, I could do
yeah,
this
when
shit
it comes,
Yo, easy, you peep it.
I peeped that shit.
I saw that. Yeah,
I've been peeping that shit the whole time, yo.
I saw that type shit.
but
was gonna say,
I
feel like-
I do think Kerr gets the most
Yeah.
out of
Andrew,
defensively
I
of what
missed
he
it. I
can.
missed
Yo,
it.
salute the
Andrew,
fucking
I'm
ox, yo.
Also, I think another thing
Yeah,
that's
man.
great. And about the
I should have typed it. I should have
and
typed
about
it.
the Draymond thing
Facts.
that Guns
Oh,
brought up, like
man,
even offensively, I think the way that the role that he found for like let's be honest, here, I think everyone up here agrees that Draymond's not the same player if he doesn't play for Kerr, right? And
No.
Golden State.
No.
I feel
Yeah,
like the way that he integrated Draymond into the offense as like one of the primary ball handlers and facilitators of that offense, I think is perfect. That's like his perfect role.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he's definitely somebody who can maximize players who I feel like most people
Klay
would probably
Thompson
write
with a limited
off or
skill
not
set,
use.
too, like-
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting. I mean,
exactly.
like, how many power forwards are the best playmakers on their team?
And that's kind of my point
Giannis is
when
the
it,
best playmaker in his team right
Well,
now.
what are the main strengths of a guy like because of course I'm a Raptor fan. He's not there anymore, but I still want to hear what y'all thought about Nick Nurse because I always thought
He's just flawed offensively.
I always thought he was a top 5 coach, but that could be
Well,
my bias.
His defense is great, but he's just flawed offensively, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I think he just kind of got away with having players who were able to make up for the offensive deficit that what he does, but he was always, yeah. I mean, even now there's still a decent.
Nick Nurse is out
team.
in Toronto now, right?
Yeah,
he's in Philly.
exactly.
Isn't he in Philly now?
Yeah.
My biggest problem with Nurse is that the offense is just way too streaky. You'll see guys like Siakam and Van Vliet handling the ball. There's not much going on off the ball. The sets that they run, it's not anything advanced that would lead to like being a top 10 offense or top 5 offense.
No.
Yeah,
and that could be due to personnel. Like the team didn't have much shooting, but it just wasn't very impressive.
The way he was using Siakam,
defensively, I think he's a genius, but offensively,
it's like the spacing is bad too, there, bro. The spacing is horrendous.
Yeah, it's really bad. And the personnel wasn't great, but
I don't think this year with Philly is going to be. I don't think Philly is going to be that great this year. They lost a lot of guys.
Harden. Like if Harden buys
the chemistry issues in Philly are good.
Like my thing with
pieces,
Philly is that if Harden, like if he magically just buys in, they'll be fine. But he's probably not.
That's not gonna
if he
happen.
doesn't, then we're gonna have to see a big jump from Tyrese Maxey. Tobias Harris probably gonna have to return to being that borderline all-star player he was in LA.
But he's gonna be fine. I think Harden's the biggest.
And Embiid has to be bought in too. Embiid has to be bought in because if he feels like that team just isn't going to contend for anything, he doesn't play hard because of that.
Oh, you already know.
So I do think that
y'all think Philly gonna blow it up?
Yeah, I think once this year starts off, I think Harden is still going to be on that bull. I don't think the chemistry is going to be that great. They lost key pieces like. I forgot
this about Harden. If Harden does play,
I forgot about that nigga George Niang. They lost George Niang, Jalen McDaniels. Those are 2 pieces they really needed.
Well,
if Harden
does play, then like
that team's way different.
It's going to be like what we saw in Houston.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. Like he's going to purposely.
He's probably going to be out of shape, not playing hard defensively at all.
You saw that Instagram post he had.
No, it's not even him being like big. It's not even like him being big and fat for me. It's just like him. He's not going to be playing hard. Like the team,
the chemistry is going to be good. After all these shenanigans he just pulled off.
And Embiid, like, if I'm Embiid, I'm furious because like that 2 years, like within a span of like 3-4 years, or like 2 or 3, my second best player has just quit on the team.
But to be fair though, Embiid, if Embiid was healthy, let's be honest. If Embiid was actually healthy this season, they would have beat the Celtics. Like honestly, they definitely would have beat them because they took them to 7 and they were up 3-2 when he had an injury. So if he was healthy.
I hear people keep saying that he's.
No, you can't say if
he healthy Embiid would have definitely helped them win that series. And I know everybody.
You can't say he choked if he wasn't healthy and they were up 3-2.
Without Harden's 40 bombs, they're not in that series.
I agree with that. Okay, hey Radar, I agree with that, but you know he's still.
Harden's also inconsistent as fuck though. I mean, when it came down to dropping that 40 bomb, and like the next game he drops, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. But it's like, would you rather have 2 40 pieces and then like 2 like teams?
James Harden, I would. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, those 2 3-point games, I couldn't believe he actually did that, bro. I was surprised
that game one when he walked into the ball.
John Howe present.
I do have to ask though, because like, how many years have we had this in a row now? Like 2 or 3 years in a row where Embiid just isn't healthy.
I know. Say if NBA is healthy is crazy, but I'm just saying.
But imagine the narratives around James Harden if they would have won that series.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
top 10 shooting guard ever, bro. Top 10 shooting guard.
They would have been
top 10 shooting guard ever. And the Glaze would have been crazy.
Bro, it would have been Harden carried Embiid.
Facts.
Hold on, easy. What you say, Easy?
Stop that bullshit, bro. He win that one series, he gonna be a top 10 shooting guard all time.
No.
Wait, hold on. He's a top 10 shooting guard.
Oh yeah, by the way, Harden is a top 5 shooting guard already, though.
Honestly, bro, it's Harden's top 4.
Is he a shooting guard or a point guard now, though? Like,
he's a combo.
Exactly, but his main position, he's playing the point. I know Maxey's out there, but he's primarily playing the point.
now,
I
he's
think for
definitely
his
a point
career
guard.
though, he's
Oh yeah,
four right
career.
now.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you now. I'm talking about now
Oh
though.
yeah,
He's an
Guns. The reason he's
all-time
playing
shooting
point guard,
guard
yeah, he's
instead of
playing
an
point guard because
all-time
he just
point
lost a
guard.
lot of his athleticism and a lot of his
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
they don't have a
lift.
playmaker that's even as good as James Harden to run a point guard. Like
Yeah.
I
Tyrese
mean,
Maxey, like nah, bro.
I think Harden as a
yeah. I
point
mean,
guard that his career would have been maximized better actually, but you know, it is what it is.
I
Probably the
think
same.
Harden's career would have been maximized if he played some defense. That's what I think.
Facts.
The crazy thing is
Harden's
that though, like I actually think Harden is a really good like post defender for a guard. Like
Yeah, for a guard.
Oh yeah,
he's
like he's got a strong. I mean, he's even able to hang in there in the post with guys like, and they're not great, but like guys like Giannis, I saw him holding up with guys down there that could actually score.
Giannis is crazy because I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's okay. But my point is, it's like if you're a bigger guy than him, you're not just gonna easily back him down. Like Harden's legitimately strong, and he's got good hands too.
Yeah,
I
but
guess depending on what point in the season you're
Harden.
actually
Here's
going
the
to
thing with
invest
Harden
on.
is he isn't a bad defender. He just doesn't give that much effort. Like
No, he doesn't care.
he's
I
better
mean,
than he's better.
that's his
He's a better. I
problem.
don't know why this is even. He's better defensively.
It's effort,
He's
bro.
better. He's
But
better
when he's bought
defensively than
in,
somebody like.
but when
Yeah.
Harden buys
And when he's
in,
bought in, he's definitely
Always.
he's better defensively than
in his
somebody like
prime,
Allen
I
Iverson.
think now he's regressed, but like, in his prime,
Oh,
when he bought in
absolutely.
defensively,
And he's
I
definitely.
think
I don't
he
know
was
why
really
people
fine.
this narrative is going around just because Allen Iverson led the league in steals. That he's a better defender than James Harden. No,
they're
Allen Iverson was
pretty
a
much the
god awful
same.
defender. No, James Harden was
Tyson.
better.
Salute Tyson.
I mean,
D-Book
I,
is him.
I,
D-Book is
I
him.
think James Harden maybe made a bit of an effort a little bit
D
later.
Book is a clear cut number one right now.
But
I don't think nobody gonna pass him up.
Hold on, we gonna get there. We gonna get there.
I saw somebody the other day say Bradley Beal. But
Hey,
Yeah, we gonna get there.
Ooh.
I got a question though because I was just doing rated R and somebody had asked me this question.
I tried.
Who would y'all take?
I
Who would
tried
y'all take? 2021 Giannis or 2023 Jokic?
23.
21
21 Giannis. 21 Giannis is when he peaked as a jump shooter, right? Is that the year I'm thinking?
No, that was 22.
That was 22.
Was 21 Giannis the one that won
20
Defensive Player of the Year and MVP?
Yes.
No. That was
No.
20. 21 Giannis is just this shit.
wait,
No, that's
so
about
it-
19.
But Nahari,
chip,
it wasn't 21 Giannis that was like 23 Jokic, actually man. legitimately good like mid-range.
No, that was 22 Giannis. But no, 21 Giannis defensively was still. I don't think.
I'm just saying, like,
Well-
on the offensive end, I'm just trying to see if that was his best version
Who
of himself.
what team
I'm
are
just
we
comparing
getting
the
at?
championship runs. Yeah, I'm comparing the
The
championship runs.
runs.
Yeah.
Giannis' best version of himself is obviously 2022. I think we all know that's his best version of himself.
I'm talking about
But-
offensively though.
But
I think-
where are these players on? Like where are we getting them at? Because I guess that's going to be the bigger factor of who I'm going to want to take.
Who do you
just
think? Who do you think was the better player? Who do you think who had a better postseason run and better player between
So Giannis is dropping like 30 and like over 10 rebounds, right?
he was dropping like 30 and 12.
Yeah,
and
and
like 5.
in the first round he beats the Heat.
He swept the Heat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Didn't really play great in that series, and then he plays the Nets. Plays great against them. Harden and Kyrie both got hurt.
I think I might.
He would have cooked them regardless, though. To be honest,
And then he
defense was
plays the Hawks, where he didn't even finish the series.
I think I might go with. I think I'll probably go with.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna go Jokic. Actually,
I'm me personally. I'm gonna go
picking
Giannis.
Jokic this year as well.
I'm going
because I'm thinking about that Giannis run. I'm like, damn, everybody really did get hurt that year, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
fazed by him.
but to be
I'm
fair
not fazed
though,
by him
in the
beating Atlanta.
finals, Giannis was clearly better.
Oh yeah, Giannis was dominant those.
Giannis
No, he
Giannis
was better in
great
the finals.
I would argue
He
that,
was better
yeah.
than Jokic. He definitely was
I
better
could
than
say he was
Jokic.
probably better. I would have to go back and watch.
Just how Jokic clears Giannis offensively. I don't even think he in 2021 did he really clear Giannis offensively? Like did he really clear?
Well, I mean, but that's not really like the whole.
I mean, he's a better offensive
Think
player.
about the defensive side.
Nahari, yes, I think Jokic clears offensively.
Yeah, but I think in 2021 Giannis clears Jokic defensively.
He does clear. I mean, any year of Giannis, I
easily.
think clears Jokic defensively. From like,
But I think in 2020, not 2021, Jokic, Giannis was just like a 9 on defense.
Hold on.
I'm not saying Jokic is a bad defender. He's just like below average, I think.
He's like a 4.
Y'all say Giannis was better in the finals, but at the end of the day, Jokic was hitting like step back one-legged threes with a hand in his face. You know what I'm saying?
True,
like
but-
it's It was
But, I
different.
mean,
Like he was
I
different.
will
No,
say,
no.
I think
Wait,
they
Giannis
both
in
have
that
favorable
finals was
matchups in the finals. I
crazy.
think for sure.
Yeah, they
I
did.
think also
Wait,
for me, like with someone having like with Giannis, you got yourself a solid defender, and I mean when
a
it comes
solid.
down to when you got yourself someone that you don't have to worry about on defense at all, and you got someone who's going to be like up there and as one of the top scorers in the league as well. I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and get that guy. I get Jokic is
Yeah,
giving you the assist, but like, what happens if like I mean we've got no context around who these teams they're on. So if like you got ass around this guy, it's like who cares if he can get him the ball in a good position?
yeah.
They ain't gonna hit a shot.
I think
Right.
how that team would
I think it's
run.
easier to build around Giannis than it
How
is
that team would run
Jokic.
around Jokic if there was like no other great player on that team that could create. He's going to be handling the ball most of the time, and this is actually one problem that I have with Jokic. When he's the primary ball handler, we saw this against Golden State. He struggles he struggles handling the ball in traffic whenever he has to be the main ball handler and like be like holding the ball like as long as he's not, as these other number ones do.
I would say it's decent.
But I feel like we'd be seeing a lot more cuts to the basket. Jokic would be
Yep,
doubled.
facts, Ox. That nigga was not playing no defense, bro. That
Jokic
nigga was going against flaw offensive
Yeah,
teams.
I
I don't
Okay,
know why
all
people
right,
keep saying that.
Jokic would be doubled and tripled almost every play, probably in a playoff series. I mean, it would be. I actually think Jokic might actually struggle a little bit in that series, but if the rest of his team was ass, right?
Yeah,
But
The thing is,
exactly. But I'm getting that
the
two-way
thing is,
play.
in order to build around, Giannis effectively, you need a closer with him. Like you can't,
I
because
mean,
Giannis isn't the great at getting his own shot. You know what I'm saying?
but you
Like
can say the same thing with
he's
Jokic. I
not
think it's
great.
me, in my personal opinion. You can.
I mean, but
It's
you can
easier to
give
build around
Jokic.
Giannis. Than,
You
it's
can
easier to
give,
build around Giannis than it is Jokic because
Exactly.
Jokic
but
is such a
you can
defensive
give
liability.
Jokic the ball with like 5 seconds on the shot clock, and he'll make something happen. You
Yeah,
know,
But
like
with Jokic though, with Jokic, you need elite floor spacers. You need elite
you need the
defenders. I'm gonna
same
say
thing with
elite
you need the
defenders.
same thing with Giannis though. You need
No.
What's
But
good,
hold on. You also
everybody?
need
Big Storm,
need
what up, bud?
defenders
What
around
it do?
Jokic like an Aaron Gordon
All
who
right.
can hold it down.
all right,
Like
I get
because
it.
Jokic.
I gotta defend my man from some slander.
Big
I
Storm,
personally
let
think.
us know.
Listen, I personally think P5. I do admit that Warrior series, Jokic was struggling. He was getting cooked. The main reason why his team was straight buns. You
I
have
said
Will
that.
Barton and Monte Morris as your two as your guards,
Storm, I
and
agree with you.
fucking Facu Campazzo. What are you supposed to do with that when you have
Storm,
Jordan Poole,
hey,
Steph Curry?
big Storm. The
I
question
understand. I'm
was,
not. I understand. I personally think it's a lot easier to build around Jokic because all you need is one other just shot creator and ball handler. It doesn't have to be extreme, but it just has to be just solid.
Same thing with
and
Giannis.
competent defensive.
Yeah,
No,
same.
Giannis, you need
Same
Giannis. You
exact
need more.
Better in the finals.
How do you
Yeah.
need more? Because Giannis had
Giannis
Chris
isn't
Middleton. Giannis had Chris Middleton was nowhere
I
near
under-
the creator that Jamal Murray was, and still was
True.
elite in the playoffs. So if you
True.
Hold
like,
on,
you don't
hold on.
need
We're gonna shit on
multiple.
Drew
All right, hold
You don't
on.
need multiple
We're gonna shit
creators.
on Drew
you do
Holiday.
have to look at the
Hey,
matchup that he was going up
But
against.
you
hold on,
also
let's
forget
get
they also
into
had
it.
one of the
Let's get
better
into it.
point guard defenders, Drew Holiday,
Hold on,
clamping up.
Storm.
But he
Devin
wasn't
Booker.
elite. He wasn't no elite
Hold
But
on.
creator.
Nahara,
Like,
you
We're
have
gonna
to
shit on
understand though
Bobby
when
Portis
he.
too.
All right, but Nahara, you have to understand though when he actually Giannis in that run when he actually went up against a team that countered his weaknesses or whatnot, like a competent defense, right? He struggled, and then when he went
Real
to,
bad,
and
like
then
that Game 7 in the Celtics last year.
I'm talking about 21 in the
Dog.
first round against the Heat, and then offensively because they swept them because of their defense. But then in the second round against the Nets, they really had no answer for Giannis at all.
Literally
And
just
then
hospital
and
wing.
then in the Hawks series, like I don't think they had an answer for him at all either. The Suns, like when Giannis goes against teams with the personnel to stop him, he
Yeah.
struggles. And
Yeah, you're right, but same thing. Can you say the same? You can say the same thing with Jokic. Like
I
if he was
feel
to
like
match
it's a
up
lot.
with, if he was to match up with a team like the Warriors, who can expose his weak perimeter defense,
Well, that's with
defense,
anybody.
and his
Though.
weak.
That's with almost
Yeah, I'm saying.
anybody, though.
I'm just saying. I was making sure that you weren't saying Giannis doesn't
I
have
personally
those
think
same
it's a lot easier to
problems.
build around.
Oh no,
Jokic
I
than
never.
Giannis.
I know Giannis has those flaws. I just think it's easier to build around Giannis. I don't think you need these. He said you need multiple ball handlers and shot creators. I don't think you need
All right, so
multiple. I think you need like
hold
one
on,
solid one.
let's go around.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go around. Let's go
But
around and let's go around and ask the panel who we favor to build around. All right, guns. Who you got would you
So
want to build around more? Giannis or Jokic?
I'm gonna go with Giannis, and the only reason why is because when you think about Giannis, you got scoring as probably his main thing, and then you got defense, which those are two things that you personally control. With Jokic, yeah, you got scoring on the first hand, and then you got assists, which assists you have to rely on your teammates to do that. So I'm gonna go with the guy who's gonna play actual defense, and then I'm not going to have to worry about it. I could put him at the 4, have a decent, good big guy, and the rest of it I can just kind of deal with what I got, which you're going to get a lot more people wanting to score from your 1, 2, and 3 even. And you're going to be solid at that. Especially, I mean, you think like defensively, if you got a defensive 4 and then you can get a 5 that actually plays defense, you're going to have yourself a solid backcourt team that's going to be protecting the rim.
Okay. Hoops. What you got, man?
Give me Jokic because he can power my offense and because I know for a fact he's going to make the players around him better.
Yes, man. Giannis makes his players. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going Giannis. I like Jokic. He makes his players better, understand that offensively. He's one of the greatest offensive players of all time, transcended. But he's a flawed. He's like, I think his defense is really bad. I don't think he's went against a team that was really that great offensively to expose him like that. But if he does go against a great offensive team, let's say like the Mavericks or Luka, or with Kyrie, he'll get exposed. So I'm going to take the guy in Giannis who's elite on both ends. Who's elite on offense and defense. You can build around that easier than somebody that's flawed on defensively.
Storm.
All right, I'm going to go with Jokic solely because I personally think that Jokic's offensive game is just so overpowering that all you have to do is get like a cut and roll guy, maybe a simple lob threat, and just solid, competent defenders around him to where he's not just sitting on the drop, how to fight for his life over just smaller guards running around. I just think that's a lot easier to pick around because I understand that with Giannis, his defense is his biggest aspect, but I do realize that if you can just kind of, I know this is going to sound like cliche, but just kind of have a lot of stronger men around him. Like the main thing is that Giannis's offensive game is super simple. Like the main reason why he hurt,
that's fire.
The main reason why he injured his back against the Heat is because he tried to go through Kevin Love, and Kevin Love 6'10", and just stood there and he fell on his back. Giannis's offensive game is stupid simple. You get in front of him, hands up. He ain't got no shot in the mid range, so he's a bit of a run and dunk. I'm not even trying to be funny, but that's all he can really do. So,
but saying that's his that's crazy because you can use Giannis.
Let's get around. Let's get there, bro. Easy.
Hey, my bad, Dezo. I gotta go. So salute everyone here. I gotta go.
All right,
Salute, Hoops.
Take it easy.
That's my guy right there. Are you muted, Dezo?
Yeah, you muted, Dezo.
Quan didn't go yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking Giannis.
Oh, you gotta fix your mic, Dezo.
Yeah, your mic is a little choppy, fam.
This Quan mic always messed up. It's crazy. It's crazy,
no, bro. On two different phones, bro. This shit horrible.
Yo,
you gotta fight against that.
Do you have background noise at all going on? Because that may be why you're getting that choppiness.
I don't know. Yeah,
because
I know we still can't hear you. Dezo.
He fighting against the static whooping his ass.
Well, I mean, I know with like iPhones and stuff, if you're on that kind of stuff, your background stuff will make your voice very choppy.
That's a really tough. That's a really tough question. Yeah, Dezo, I got you.
All right, you good, Dezo. You hot.
That's a tougher question to answer than I think some people might realize. But
yeah, that's a great. Because
the thing about Kawhi, like how I'm looking at it is, I'm looking at how the teams are built around them right now. Right, the team that just won a championship with the Nuggets. It consists of Jokic, a great, I wouldn't call it elite, but a great shot creator in Jamal Murray. Multiple guys that can guard and shoot threes. A cutter in Aaron Gordon who's versatile defensively, right?
It's really a perfect team around.
So it's 3 and Ds. A versatile cutter, a versatile role man or cutter, and Aaron Gordon who can also space.
Bro, Aaron Gordon in game 5.
They had a pretty solid bench with other guys that can come in and score and play off of Jokic. Giannis, My biggest problem with the team Giannis has, they don't really have any the elite shot creator that I think he needs. Maybe not elite,
Yeah,
but like
He needs like a good to great.
no,
he needs a
you're
great
right.
shot creator. The Brook Lopez fit to him, I think, is the best fit in the league if we're being realistic with who
Yeah.
with who we could
I
get.
don't-
Yeah, he's a stretch big that can shot block and protect.
Yeah,
the rim.
like I think that's a
great for
perfect
Giannis.
fit. I might actually go Giannis because I think with Giannis, he is the anchor to that defense, and really, it's just a matter of putting other guys around him that can guard and that are long and tall defenders.
Right.
Yeah. But
Easy.
and other
Did
guys that
you-
can space
did you
the
get-
floor. And if you're playing Giannis the way that the Bucks have been playing in the last 2 years, with him being able to drive and kick like that, as long as you got shooters out there and on the defensive end, other guys that can guard on the perimeter, and of course with Brook Lopez already there, I think it's actually Giannis because I think with Jokic it's a bit more advanced. Both ends of the ball need to be addressed.
Yeah.
It's hard to build around a center that is just so not great defensively, right?
Hey man, he got
Big Storm. You said.
What do you mean,
Giannis
Tyson? What do you mean?
He got kickball.
But Giannis isolation is not the only way he can be effective.
But that doesn't mean Giannis is better than Jokic.
You can put Giannis in pick and roll. You can put him on a block. It's other ways you can use
on the
Giannis.
block.
They don't have to use him.
Talking about like posting up because Giannis isn't the greatest post scorer.
Well,
I think when Giannis
doesn't
post
really get
up,
that
he is
much
effective.
opportunities to post.
Yeah,
up.
when
The
he
coach
does
doesn't
post up,
trust
he
him
is
a lot.
effective.
I know he doesn't really post up a ton, but when he does, like his footwork is bad. Is bad.
Yeah,
He doesn't really know like how to finish. He does, but he doesn't really go left a ton. Like it's just not great for me.
I think he needs
could
to
improve. I think, but
I think he needs to be putting those opportunities more to improve, though. You know.
Yeah, and I do think when he's in the post, he's pretty effective, especially when he's in the post and when he's in the pick and roll.
That makes sense.
And when he's in the pick and roll.
To answer the question though, easy.
Nah, I ain't answered, but if I had to pick, I'm picking Jokic. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close. So disrespectful.
Hey, break that down for us, easy. Break that down.
Not even close. Wow.
I have a 3-level scorer that justifies every defensive liability he is with his offense.
No, it does not.
This is the same concept.
Let him go, Nahari. Let him go.
This is the same concept for Steph Curry. Steph Curry got defensive liabilities. You could go out of guard every time. The guard brings up the ball every time. You could go at Steph Curry all the time. You're not going to go at Jokic all the time. And it's the same concept. His offensive capabilities justify all the defensive liabilities he brings to the team. It's simple as that.
You know what, Steph? They have to put a bunch of defenders around him.
Here's my thing. I think it's easier to hide a guard, like a lead point guard, right? Than it is to hide a big man who they're going to involve in every single pick and roll action if you have the personnel to exploit that. We saw it in Portland, even though they didn't beat him. Like Dame was still going off in that series because they brought him out to the paint a whole lot or to the perimeter a whole lot. A great example of that is game.
But that was a trash team though, P5. That was a trash.
But even with Steph,
no, but I'm talking about like defensively how Jokic got flawed because they were bringing Jokic and they would even do this with a good defensive team. Jokic was being brought out to the 3-point line routinely in that game. Just look at Game 5. That's all the evidence you need right there. He struggled badly defensively against the Warriors, and I think even against the Lakers in 2020, even though it wasn't as bad because that team didn't have the great like Curry and Dame, it was still exposed in the pick and roll with LeBron and Jokic. So I mean,
hold on, P5.
LeBron and AD.
Real quick, P5.
So I mean, I just think that it's easier to exploit Jokic's defensive liabilities than it is Curry's. So I don't think that's a great.
Yeah, plus Curry, they still have to build a crazy team around him.
Hey, Bulls fan, let Easy respond to that.
Yeah. Hold on. P5, let me roll that. Right? Okay. The people you're talking about is Dame and Steph Curry. All right, let's look at it now. Dame, even if he stay on Portland, he does not have a team that even going to see Jokic. So we could X him out the equation now. Steph, now let me ask you a question. The Golden State Warriors, how they constructed right now currently, do they have a chance against the Denver Nuggets, how they are constructed right now currently?
Oh, I'm not saying whether they win or lose a series.
They're getting murdered.
I was addressing the
Thank you.
I was easy, even though I think the Warriors would probably still have a great chance.
Yeah, I think the Warriors still win that series.
Tell me how that's
Joker's gonna put
easy
Draymond
because
on
I
the
think
board.
because
Because they're going to expose pick and roll.
Okay, wait. Let me say why easy. Let me say why because, like I said, defense is vitally important to any championship team. The Nuggets were one of the best defensive teams. I think they were the best defensive team in the playoffs. It might have been the Lakers. I'm not sure, but they were certainly top 3. And that was because they had so many other great defenders around him. Aaron Gordon, KCP, Jamal Murray played good defense in this past playoff run. Bruce Brown was playing well off the bench.
Yeah, and I was gonna say MPJ was actually playing good defense.
Like he had other great defenders. He had other great defenders around him. If you take those away, right? I'm not saying that's the perfect way to evaluate a player. Or if you play just the right team, like the Warriors, and I know the Blazers might not even make it, but like the Blazers, like we saw in 2021, it's much easier to exploit Jokic than it is to exploit Curry. Like the example you said, because I think that Blazer team probably wins that series if Dame's team is an ass in that series.
Yeah,
because McCollum stepping out of bounds, Robert Covington doing random wins.
If he just had a competent team around him, they win that series.
Not even a competent team. If the team he had around him just shot the ball a little bit better, I think they win that series. Because I think McCollum was terrible in that series. I think Rocco was inconsistent in that series. Norman Powell was quiet.
Nurkic was getting really bad defensively too.
Nurkic was on that team. I mean, it's just I think Jokic gets exposed defensively even in the times that he wins. I don't think it's a win and loss argument for me. It's a combo of how easy is it to really exploit Jokic, and I think it's pretty easy if you have the right team, and we've seen it before.
Yeah.
But the only team that you brought up to me is the Warriors and
the Blazers. The Blazers.
The Warriors, the Blazers.
But you're talking about
I'm not gonna lie. I personally think the Blazers will have that good game against the Nuggets.
Well, even this year against the Suns, bro, like Devin Booker was going crazy against that dry coverage, bro.
He was going crazy.
All right. Just imagine if they had Bradley Beal in that situation.
Hold on.
And replaced.
Hold on.
No, they would not.
Even in 2021 when he played the Suns, he was exposed.
Hold on.
Let's let Easy respond.
All respect to Devin Booker, but do you see him doing that again?
I actually do.
To that Nuggets defense, yeah.
To that Nuggets defense, I think they do it. I think he does do that again, actually.
Especially when he gets Bradley Beal next to him.
If you're gonna keep playing drop like that, it's easy money for D-Book all day. Unless he just has a bad night.
That's easy money for D-Book.
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that real quick?
He gonna have that same kind of crazy efficiency.
Maybe not that great, but it's still gonna be great.
Like
he's still gonna be like 30 plus on elite efficiency.
Wait.
Yo, Storm.
We even see Anthony Edwards. Like every elite guard goes crazy against the Nuggets. Y'all notice that Anthony Edwards cooked them, D-Book, everybody
in that first round.
Like Anthony Edwards, D-Book, Dame, Curry.
Yeah,
hold on.
Chris Paul and D-Book. Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul was.
But these are guys you're going to be seeing in the playoffs.
Wait, hold on.
Hold
on, P5. Hold on a second. Big Storm. What's
the
up?
main reason why I don't think Devin Booker and Bradley Beal will win that is because the sole problem they had, they have no defense at all. Their whole strategy is to outrun and gun you because Cameron Payne had like 30 points in our last game and they were getting blown out by like goddamn 30 at one point just because they can't.
Their offense was bad.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Awful. That's their main problem. That's why I see the Suns this year. Most are going to the second round. I would not be surprised they are a first round exit just because
I think that's a conference finals team. But
me too.
They don't have a proper ball.
All right, hold on. Before
to say they couldn't make the conference finals is crazy.
My argument was never the Suns are beating. My argument was never the Suns are beating the Nuggets. Because I think even though it's close and Tyson's right, D-Book is a decent defender, or like an average one.
Not in the clutch though.
I think I just don't see I don't see Kevin Durant struggling like that again. I don't see like D-Book and Bradley Beal playing bad in that series. I just don't see the Nuggets really having anyone unless you put Gordon on KD and you really harp on stopping KD or like two of the three.
Before we enter our predictions for this season, let me ask the chat. Like, yo, chat. Y'all heard us talk about it. Who do y'all think y'all should build around more, man? Y'all should y'all build around Jokic or y'all building around Giannis? Let us know.
It's not even a combo about who the better player is. It's just
it's not who the better player is. It's definitely just
who's the argument, by the way. That's when they would be too. Let's be real. That's when they would be, but you know what I'm saying?
I would say a real 1A, 1B.
I would say 1A, 1. I would say 1A, 1C, but you know.
Stop it! Oh my God!
No,
disrespect to the Geek Freak.
Because I think Curry's 1B.
No.
You think Curry's better than Giannis right
Nah,
now?
you need so much help
Yeah.
for Curry to be good. No.
No.
Wait, hold on,
Not in terms of not in terms of
The
building around.
moment you
I'm talking
take
about the
the
better
moment you
player. The
give
better
Curry an
player.
ass roster, he can't do anything.
Storm, I'm talking about
P5.
the better
What are you saying?
player.
What you
Wait,
say,
what?
bro? What'd you
Okay,
say?
my top 3 in the NBA is Jokic at 1,
Okay.
Giannis is 3, and then Curry is
Okay.
number 2.
Whoa,
I have
Jokic.
Curry
I
and
personally think
Giannis.
that
Giannis better
Giannis
in
had
the
a
league.
lot
As
better
well,
Giannis.
like
season.
Hey,
That is crazy. How do
I
you go
think
from one?
Giannis. Giannis fell to
P-
3
Yo,
off one postseason.
No,
hold
Facts
on,
off
hold
one
on, hold
postseason
on.
when
Why are you
he was
so
hurt.
crazy to have him
Giannis
from 2 to
became
3 though?
Curry.
And-
Okay, so
and
if it
Curry
was always
really?
for me, it was always before the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mhm.
always Curry or no Giannis, Curry, and then like I was arguing between Embiid and Jokic for number 3, right?
Okay.
My thing with Giannis and Curry is that, and again, I could be jumping the gun here on Giannis a little bit, but what I saw from him, even though he was still fine in the play, I don't think he was as bad as people said he
Yeah,
was.
he wasn't bad, but he was
Jokic, I
still
mean,
elite.
Giannis. The things that I saw from Giannis this year in the playoffs just kind of solidified something that was kind of shown to me like slightly in like 2019 and like 2020. If Giannis runs into a competent team
Mm-hmm.
defensively, the flaws that he has in his game become like extra. What's the word I'm looking for? Like extra
Okay.
meant
Amplified.
more like
Amplified. It come extra.
amplified. The lack of a jump shot,
Yeah.
the lack of a
Yeah.
post
Hold on,
game.
P5, real quick,
But yo,
P5.
P, I got a question
Do
real
you
quick.
do,
How much
do
do
you
you coach
put
Cole?
that
Hold
How
on,
on
much
Mike?
hold
do
on.
you have a
Hold on, hold on.
Hold
Bozeman,
on,
Coach
Bozeman, hold on.
Belichick?
Hold on,
Hold on.
real
Hold on.
quick.
Hold on, Bozeman. Easy, go ahead.
Do you put that on Mike Budenholzer, and do you see the new coach having much success with Giannis in those kind of situations?
My thing, my thing
We'll
with Adrian
see.
Griffin, because he comes from like, if he coaches anything like Nick Nurse, I think that team might be like the best defense in the league. But offensively, I don't see it getting a ton better. I don't like because I'm not so sure.
Was that the word
Exponential,
you were looking for? Okay.
It's
exponential.
more.
Good looking,
It's more
partner.
Yeah,
about
but
Giannis.
Hey,
Coach Bud is
fire
still
with
touching
the
love.
word check. Let's
But
go.
Shout out to
Fire.
Fire.
It's more
Oh
about
shit!
Giannis.
Power
Coach
with
Bud
the
is such a
word.
flawed
My thing with
coach.
Giannis, and my thing with Giannis, unless teams use him as a role man more than he is right now, and less as a
What?
primary ball handler, I don't think Giannis is ever going to be maximized offensively.
Wait, time out. Time out.
Like if
First,
like
Yeah,
like if
that's true.
Adrian Griffin, if Adrian Griffin puts him in more of a pick and roll, or like more in pick and roll actions, like as the roll man, because he was the ball handler in the pick and roll more than he was
Yeah.
the roll man, if I'm not mistaken, this past
Yeah,
year,
ridiculous.
which is
No, you're
ridiculous. But if they use him as a role man more, and that would actually amplify Giannis's game because he'll be able to get the ball. If it depends on who's running the pick and roll with him, but if it's like Drew Holiday, I think Giannis getting the ball in much more favorable spots to score the ball in the paint.
Your facts
Instead of
much.
just
So Bulls fan, what were you gonna ask P5 as well?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask him how much do you weigh in Coach Bud, the Coach Bud test, because we all know
Okay.
the
Coach
Coach
Bud
Bud
is using him
I
really
personally
wrong.
don't think Coach Bud played
He's
that.
I
motherfucker.
try my bet because I think it's hard to be consistent with stuff like that. Like if you're gonna like tax or like not or like kind of give Embiid the benefit of the doubt for playing with guys like Doc Rivers, or give I just think it's hard to stay consistent if you're just taxing coaches. That's me personally. So I just try to stick it to solely what I see on the court. Now, when it comes to performances, I can tax KD and Butler slightly for playing against simple one-on-one coverage. But for me,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean they're any better or worse. It just means adding context to the performance. But I don't rank players based on me taxing coaches or whatnot.
Yeah. For me, Giannis is still the best player in the world to me. But if he has another postseason under a new coach, and if since Coach Bud is not there anymore, I can't use that tax anymore because Coach Bud is just straight awful. If Giannis still has these flaws offensively in the playoffs, yeah. If Giannis is more of a pick and roll player than he is isolation pick and roll player, ball handler. If he's in that situation again and he still struggles in the playoffs, I'll have to just put Jokic over him. But right now, I have Giannis over him slightly.
Okay.
It's 1A1B.
Listen, the reason why I got Joker over Giannis is because Joker, he can make his teammates much better, more than Giannis.
Yeah, that's true.
If you even if you take like say Jokic scoring away from him, he still find other players open. I mean, we seen what happened with Bruce Brown, the other Brown. I mean, Jamal Murray and stuff like that. Jeff Green, he gets the best out of them. With Giannis, I think because he's just so ball dominant, and the Bucks rely on him being ball dominant because of the lack of shooters he has because of Drew Holiday being inconsistent, Chris Middleton being all hurt. I mean, Giannis is just used to like scoring on his own all the time, just crashing the paint, and that's it. But Jokic had the luxury of, using his passing abilities and got involved over time and having shooters around him.
Don't pay Tyson no mind, bro. Don't pay Tyson no mind.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I do think Giannis makes his teammates really better, a lot better. Like you can see that Drew Holiday's obviously got a lot better, and Chris Middleton plays a lot better when he's playing with Giannis, just because how good of a playmaker Giannis is with his gravity when he drives to the hoop. He gets like 4 or 5. I'm not saying it's on their level. I think Jokic and Curry makes their teammates way better, but I'm saying Giannis does make his teammates better too, and he's also elite defensively. That's why I do have him as the best. But like I said, if he has another postseason where he's disappointed, I would have to slide him down to probably 2.
Can we blame him for this past postseason because he was hurt?
No, I don't tax him.
I don't think you can be that hurt if you get a triple-double in one of the playoff games.
No, but he missed like how many games?
But people act like he played bad though. That's why
he didn't. I just think that this
Giannis in round 1
not go against Giannis.
Yeah,
the team just was not that good.
I think I think especially down the stretch of some of those closer games, Giannis's flaws really popped open. But I'm not blaming the whole thing on Giannis. I think that's ridiculous because he was hurt for some of that series, right? It's just I like every time he plays it, and I saw what Ty said in the chat. Every player struggles against great defenses, but it's just every time, man. He did it.
Every time KD matches up a great defense, he struggles too.
But that's not fair, though. I mean,
he did it in 19. He did it against Miami in 2020. It happened against Miami in 2021, even though they won. It happened against the Celtics the very next year, and he didn't play.
But when are we going to give accountability to other
that team,
players on that team?
Well, you have to put context in some of those series. Like the Celtics did not have Chris Middleton.
I get that. I get that. But I get that for sure. But it's still like the flaws of his game still showed up. I'm not blaming him for the loss. It's just like the Celtics were still able to exploit some of those flaws in Giannis's game, like to a exponentially. I think that's the word I'm looking for. All right. So I just think that Giannis in the playoffs against I think it looks worse than like Curry or
all right. So let's transition real quick. First off, we got 26 people watching. Like the chat, like the stream, like the stream.
I need to get more people in these things, man. I like it.
Subscribe. If you're new. If it's your first time, and make sure y'all hydrated, man. Make sure y'all drink some water. You know what I'm saying? Get you a big,
get you a big gulp of water, man.
So y'all see the title, man. I'm pushing agendas right now.
Facts. You are. Y'all, if y'all know, man.
Hey, after this summer, I'm ready to jump out the window. Anthony Edwards, the best shooting guard in the league. Fight me.
Yeah, calm down, buddy. Tyler Hero.
Fight me.
Tyler Hero's not better than Anthony Edwards. What the hell?
Hey,
what? Hold on, but before we get started,
hold on. Let's go. Let's go around. Hold on, let's go around. Let me ask y'all who y'all got as y'all top shooting guard right now. Hold on, Big Storm. Let's start with you, bro.
Honestly, I would have to say it's conversation between like Devin Booker. Yeah, because I think Devin Booker has a spot as top shooting guard in the league. And Anthony Edwards you can make a really good argument against Anthony Edwards because even in the playoffs, like Bruce Brown, the Nuggets said that the hardest matchup was the Wolves. Now solely just Anthony Edwards trying to carry that team because Rudy Gobert was just not.
Hold on, Big Storm. Hold on, Big Storm.
Yeah, nah.
Andrew G, what are you talking about? Jaylen Brown.
No, y'all moving disrespect. Hold on.
Hold on. I like Jaylen Brown. But he's not the best shooting guard in the league.
I think Jaylen Brown gets disrespected too much. But
he do get disrespected too much. Saying Jamal Murray's better than him.
Like some of the BS I hear about him. I'd rather have Jamal Murray on the panel. Like at the end of the day, he's still like an All-NBA caliber player.
Yeah, I've never seen an All-NBA. I've never seen an All-NBA second team player get disrespected like this.
like the something Lowe said, he is top 30. He's a top 30 player. Like
All
that's
right,
not,
He's top 25.
let's get back to it. All right, so Big Storm, were you done or no?
Oh no, I was done.
Okay, Avion, who you got as your top shooting guard in the league right now?
I mean, my top shooting guard in the league, I'm still going to give credit to Devin Booker. I mean, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I think Anthony Edwards is up and coming. I would like to see more of him in the playoffs. I mean, he did show us the last round, but he's still a young player.
He was good in that first round, man.
Yeah,
He was
I
cooking
understand
the Nuggets, boy.
But Devin Booker, I mean, we've seen Devin Booker in the playoffs too, been cooking as well. So I'm not going to take that away from him.
Everybody thinks that flawed defense.
Hey, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about it a little bit more. I'll wait. No,
so
easy.
I mean, but Anthony Edwards is creeping into that top three. I mean, but we just need another year, man, because a lot of these old two guards like Bradley Bills and others like that are getting older. So we need to find replacements. So Anthony Edwards is up there, but Devin Booker, man, you can't take that away from him, man. He earned that spot.
Donovan Mitchell disrespect is getting crazy.
I mean,
he is second best.
Donovan Mitchell. I mean,
let's
talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
It's not D Mitch though.
No, I got Donovan Mitchell as number 2. So it's Devin Booker number 1, Donovan Mitchell number 2. I mean, you can make the argument, but I see Devin Booker lead deeper into the playoffs and showed up a couple games. So it is what it is.
Be a Mikal Bridges conversation.
Maybe.
I see Mikal more as a 3 though. I don't.
Nah, Mikal's a 2. Mikal's definitely a 2.
He is playing the 2.
Right?
He is playing 2.
Oh, so is Cam Johnson more the 3 then?
Yeah,
he's more. Whenever they're on the court together, he's a small forward.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. What
or 4 depends on what the person is.
I just got to see a full season of Mikal offensively.
Yeah,
just as good as he was at the end of last season.
Anthony Edwards by the end
of
the year.
Oh, by the
easy,
I thought he was
easy,
going up just this year.
Easy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Let me hear you, bro. Let me hear you.
All right, look, it's D Book, man. I mean, come on now, it's D Book, right? Now I don't know why.
Is it that convincingly though? Is it that convincing?
No. Oh yeah, yes it is.
Look,
it really is.
Look.
Easy. Who's the better defender? Who's the better defender? Easy.
It gotta be D Book right now. He king of the hill right now. He king of the hill right now.
He's talking about who's the best is.
Okay. I got you.
But let's not put disrespect on Spider name. Let's not
facts.
But
no disrespect.
But here's my question.
Spider 6'1".
It's crazy because
hold on, Dezo, real quick. We gonna
Spider's like a solid 6'2", 6'3".
His wingspan crazy though. It make up for it.
He does have a long.
You said lazy.
We gonna forget everything that Spider done so far. Up until now.
I mean, he's been cooking in his career, dropping 72 on the Bulls. That was just
hey. That was trash.
Hold on. How about
no, it wasn't. I'm a Bulls fan.
Nigga got every foul call. We don't talk about that.
Trash, though.
Hold on. How about taking out OKC Russell Westbrook and make them blow up? How as a rookie?
Was he why Paul George and Melo shot that terribly in that series?
Respect Joe Ingles.
No, but he was the reason why he could carry the offense.
My thing
did his thing too, but let's not put.
Let's be honest.
Spider as a rookie though.
I'm trolling.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm not.
As a rookie, he was amazing.
I'm giving the crown to D Book, but Spider. Let's not disrespect him. But here's my question though. Here's my question real quick. Here's my question. If you consider FGA a 2, is he better?
Then Mitch? Then
Book?
No. Nope.
I don't think he's as good offensively as Book, and defensively, I don't think he makes up.
Not in this world. So, I mean, maybe in some other world.
Yeah.
SGA is top 5 though. Top 4 maybe.
Tough.
But I gotta see where.
I don't even consider SGA. If SGA is a shooting guard, like that's kind of tough.
He's listed as a point guard, and I go by what they're listed as. And
right? Yeah.
No. He a point guard. I'm just saying if you have to, if you did consider
it's very close.
Because like Josh Giddey is the one.
It's very close.
If I consider him, he's top 3 in my opinion.
Yo, Anthony Edwards is closing in though.
Bulls fan.
Yeah, but I'm not paying over D Book though.
My top 3 shooting guards. Devin Booker number 1. Donovan Mitchell number 2. You know what I'm saying? Spider in the play. He had one bad playoffs Niggas try to act like he's not him. One of the best playoff performers ever. Stop playing with that nigga. And I got Jalen Brown number 3.
Jalen Brown number 3.
Is he one of the best playoff performers ever?
This nigga said one of the best playoff performers ever.
He really is. I'm not gonna lie. Look up the stats, dog. Donovan Mitchell. He's a great playoff performer. I'm not gonna say it. Let me say ever, but he is a great playoff performer. He had a bad playoff.
That Knicks series was kind of
no.
I mean, and also that Rockets series he had in 2019 was pretty awful. I mean, it's it was pretty terrible.
He's on average. He is a great playoff.
We're gonna forget about the Dallas series.
The Dallas series wasn't great either. Like, so he's had his struggles in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, they lost. They lost, but then again, they lost to like a Bojan missed 3 wide open though.
The way he performed, it was all volume. I mean,
Jalen Brunson always be cooking. Donovan Mitchell. I don't know why he just be cooking that nigga. And I got Jalen Brown. I got Jalen Brown number 3. Jalen Brown be getting disrespected, bro. I've never seen a player get
Jalen Brown number 3. I think Ant's better than Jalen Brown.
Nah, I got Jalen Brown right now. I've never seen a player in Jalen. I've never seen a player.
I would say JB is. I would say JB is probably 4 or not 4, 5.
Yeah, I would say 4.
5.
Yeah.
Because if I count SGA, then SGA.
You just said you had him as a point guard though.
But then 4, he's 4.
Right. In my opinion, I think Ant's going to eventually be better than him next season. But right now,
Jalen Brown.
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I think SGA is better than Anthony Edwards too, though. So that's not really.
I don't know about all that.
Guns. Let me hold on.
That's crazy.
Let me hear from you, man.
I don't know about that.
All right. So in my opinion, I've got Mitchell number 1, but it's not like there's a gap. It's
Mitchell
like
number 1.
I'm not mad at
that. I understand.
I've got Mitchell number 1. I've got Devin Booker number 2, but it's super close. I mean, I'm just having barely edging him out just because Mitchell last season scored more points on average per game, and that's exactly what your scoring guard's supposed to do, or your shooting guard's supposed to do technically. And I think that with what they've added to the Suns this year, I think you're also going to see Devin Booker's points kind of come down a bit because they've got Beal on that team. So I do have Mitchell right there as number 1. I've got Book as a very close number 2, and I've got Ant as number 3 in my opinion. And I'm just thinking that Ant is the only reason why is because how Ant has been progressing. You do see the things from Ant that he will be. I mean, you're talking 22 years old, and he's already right there with these guys, and he's there offensively. He's putting the effort in on defense as well. So you're seeing that. So I'm getting a two-way player. So I'm getting a competent 20-plus point game scorer. Probably, if he continues, probably 25-point game scorer, and he's going to try on defense as well. I think in the next probably 2 to 3 years that yes, we are going to start seeing him being the 1 or 2 best shooting guard in the league. And
it's not going to be long till he do pass Booker.
Hold on, Gummies. Let me ask you a question real quick. Because everything you told me about Anthony Edwards is almost kind of like a projection. Kind of like you see him into this player.
Correct. Yeah, because we're talking about going into this next season, so you are going to see things like.
No. But hold on, real quick.
About this season.
Here's my question though, because all right. My first question. So, all right, what's the difference, and what's the thing that's putting him over JB?
Because JB has an issue with him being a player that has been in the league for many years at this point, and he's starting to get to that aspect of where he has an issue dribbling the ball. And when my scoring guard is a lot of times posting up in the corner for a good bit, I'm not saying he always does. Don't try to get on that, but you do see him a lot of times in the corner. And then when it comes down to his turnovers, because it seems like this guy being in the NBA, and he still has an issue with his left hand. That I'm not saying that he's a bad shooting guard. I've got him number 4 right now, but
I'm talking about JB.
Yeah, I've got JB number 4, but I do think that if he can do something about his left hand, where he's able to not turn the ball over from doing a crossover or something like that, like he has been, especially in the playoffs. I mean, I think it was this last postseason, he had like 8 turnovers in one game alone. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
not
he had a bad
untrue.
series. Yeah,
good point.
I think people overreact to that one bad series. JB has like in the
true,
playoffs.
but
In the playoffs, he is good. Like
I
he's
but
think
not
but
like
JB
just a
though.
playoff
but
shopper.
he is starting to get, in my opinion, he's starting to get to that category of like a cat where it's like
Huh?
front like well
Yo,
let me
Bullpen, go
finish.
on mute. Hold on.
uh, when it comes down to like Cat, like that Cat can do offensively what he can do, but you're like, can this dude pick up his defensive side? But it's like it's 9 years in the league. It's like, when is he ever going to do this? And it's like, this is probably what I'm going to get for the rest of it, where
Yeah,
he's not going to play defense. And that's the same thing I'm starting to get with Jalen Brunson, where
Jalen
offensively
Brown.
he's still not. Or Jalen Brown. That he's still gonna, be able to be an offensive threat. Yes, but am I gonna have to start worrying about whether or not I'm gonna get 4 or 5 turnovers plus a game because he just can't go left? And it's like, you're a professional basketball player. We've got high schoolers that can do this stuff now. So it starts to it's one of those things for me offensively, and especially in the NBA, you do have to start worrying about, well, if I've got to worry about this guy offensively losing the ball and causing defensive transitions where we're going to start getting, especially in the playoffs, where teams going to start noticing, that's where I start to kind of drift him back further and further for me. I think he can maybe make up for it, but we'll see. Right now, I've got him at 4, but I think he could move up. But I think more likely, if he doesn't do anything about this offseason, or if we don't start to see a progression, he's going to start slipping down to close to like that 7 to 10 area maybe.
Okay,
Yo,
Wait, 7 to 10?
I'm not mad at that, Gun. So I'm not mad at that take, because
Mm-hmm.
it's basically you tell me ball handling and turnovers, and I'm not mad at that because
Correct.
in the playoffs that's really amplified. If you can't handle rock,
Oh
we
yeah.
gonna we gonna take you out the game. If you keep on
Mm-hmm.
turn over the rock, the coach is gonna take you out the game. So I'm not really mad at that point. My second question to you, real quick, is this: okay, since you have Ant-Man as 3 and you're telling me about projection, next year
Mm-hmm.
coming into the season, what jump do you see him taking, like in terms of like points, or like how the game is played, like what like seeding, like how do you like what projection do you see from next season?
So I see what he's taken from, especially overseeing the FIBA, where he's taking a step forward of being a primary player within that team alone on the FIBA level. I think you're also going to see that also when it comes to the NBA. I do think I'm not. I don't think that he's going to have like a huge increase in scoring, like crazy amount. But he was already at like what 22, 23 point, 20, like I think it was 22 points a game almost. And so I do see that we're going to start to see him creep closer towards that 25, maybe either next year or the year after. And I do also think that we're going to start seeing him even fill out more as a professional basketball player and being a stronger defender, even as well. So we're going to start seeing him move closer towards being a two-way player that you're going to be talking. We're going to be sitting here thinking about, well, is, you know, Drew Holiday going to be the best two-way player in the league, or is this guy going to be the absolute best two-way player in the league? Like he's going to be in that conversation as well, and his primary role is supposed to be scoring. So I'm also getting a strong defensive player as well.
Wait, who we talking
yo,
about now?
Leaf, man, Leaf, tap in, tap in. How you doing,
Yeah,
man?
I'll
yeah.
answer the question.
Who we talking
Salute,
about
what up?
now? What's good? What's good?
And
Best shooting guards in the league.
We're talking about
So
Anthony Edwards being the best shooting guard in the league.
Can I talk about Ant real quick?
third.
I think
go-
Ant.
Uh,
I think Ant. My main holdbacks with Ant is just consistency. I think as a scorer, he's only going to improve. And I think he's already a great scorer. My only thing with him as scoring is his sometimes his drives to the basket. He like sometimes he'll drive to the rim with the main with tunnel vision, only looking to score when it's just much better to make a pass. So he'll have some bad shot selection at the rim sometimes. Doesn't really have an in between game. As a playmaker, I think Ant is inconsistent at best. I think he's fine at like drawing defense, but sometimes he just makes the read too late.
not the greatest passer, I don't think. And even though I think at times, like he flashes as like one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, right? But on other times, like off the ball, he'll get lazy. He'll not put in that much effort sometimes on the ball. He'll look more confused out there sometimes. So defensively, I think it's a bit more inconsistent than some people think. But if I'm projecting for like by the end of next year, if Ant can become a more consistent defender and be that one of the better perimeter defenders in the entire league, if he can improve like his shot selection at the rim, and because I think that tanked his efficiency just a little bit, I think we're having a legit conversation about Ant being number one. So I'm not so too mad at that.
Over D book though.
I was just about to ask that question.
Over D book.
I was just about to ask
Because
that
wait, Leaf. Because if Anthony Edwards can get that if Anthony Edwards can
take a step up,
be more consistent on the defensive end of the ball, I think, and of course I think he's going to improve as a scorer, right? And just and naturally younger players will improve. Whereas I think D Book and Jaylen Brown and D Mitch have kind of plateaued. Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I agree with Guns' cat comparison. Right. I think Anthony Edwards can easily make a jump into being like a top 15 player in the league next year. And I think he could easily make the jump into being the best shooting guard. I think
you can't usually so much, man.
I mean, that jump defensively is going to have to be like near all defensive, right?
No, because my thing with Ant is he already flashes as one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. It's just not consistent.
Exactly.
I do agree. He's not consistent at all. You're right. He flashes, but he is not consistent.
Real quick,
especially off ball.
In the chat talking about Ant going to average 27 to 30 points this year.
Hey,
that's just no. I don't think.
If he's doing that,
I don't think he's doing that.
Said 20,
top 10. No, he is not
30.
top 10.
I think he got. Well, here's the thing. I think he got a lot
top
more.
10 with that.
I think he got a lot.
He's gonna be like 26, 27.
I think he has a lot more responsibilities.
24 to 27.
I give him 25.
Man. Let me hear your opinion on it.
I don't think he'll ever improve as a playmaker that much.
Well, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. First off, Leaf. Who you got as the best shooting guard in the league right now?
Well, the best shooting guard right now has to be Devin Booker, bro. Like what he's done in that postseason, and how
is it not close, or is it, or do you have?
No. It is close, but I look at it like in the regular season, Donovan Mitchell was going crazy.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell was going crazy in the regular season, and
70 points a game.
In the post.
70 points a game.
But then in the
70 points a game. He had one, right?
Yeah, he did have 70 points. But in the postseason, obviously what Devin Booker did, bro, in terms of efficiency, bro, like in the postseason, bro, was just beyond me. I don't think he ever seen shit like it.
Yeah, but Devin Booker in the other postseasons, he wasn't like, it was cool. Like, he wasn't this though. Like, this was crazy. He was cool in the other postseasons.
This was ridiculous. I like, and he's flashed as a playmaker. He's flashed like upper
I think he's a better
as a playmaker.
Hold on, let me get off.
So my defensively, he's gotten he's taking steps to getting better as well too. But I think right now D Book. I think what we harping on it with Ant is his upside. He could affect games in different ways. If he's not scoring, he could play defense and rebound. If he's not doing that, then he could play make and do stuff off the ball a little bit. So he could do a little bit of everything. It's just all about, is this game going to be complete soon enough, bro, before Devin Booker really start going ballistic again and having these postseasons that he's been having.
And really for his position, Ant's actually a pretty solid rim protector. I think Anthony Edwards, he's really good at using his athleticism, and he's got long arms to be able to protect the rim as a guard, right? It's
my thing. All right, so the reason why I'm trying to shove this propaganda, bro, the reason why I'm doing it,
talking to Chill too much,
because he's
Chill
such
he's the best.
He's such a I don't know. Oh, he does.
And
Chill.
that nigga Devin Booker ain't doing shit, dude.
I was just saying, Devin Booker no other postseasons.
Yo, you just had him going to the chip.
Hey, Ox, it's Malik Monk,
You
right?
had him dudes going to the chip, so Devin
Y'all know what
God,
Mini Max.
Hold on, Bob. Wait,
Hey,
Bobby,
Kevin Herter
Bobby,
was
slow.
right?
Hold on, Bobby, slow down, bro. First off,
Hey, mini max sauce, nigga. That's who's the best shooting guard in the league.
Man, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy.
Listen, hey,
man, y'all
Mini
niggas
Mac
so
is
bad.
crazy.
Hey, hold on, hold on, hold on. Ox,
Bobby, I could tell.
Man, get that
No damn
CP3
Devin
hater
Booker is
out of
not
here,
the
bro.
best
Get that
shooting guard in
CP3
the
hater
league.
out of here.
Hey, listen, hey, Bobby, I could tell by the fact
Who
you
was
ain't
that?
got no tie
No,
on. You've been having
that was
one
P5.
drink too
That was
many.
P5. He said get that CP3 header out of here.
Hey, P2, I don't hate CP.
You said Tony Parker was better than him. What do you mean?
Yo, why y'all niggas ain't wearing
That
no
is
ties?
that is
What up, Ron?
Wearing niggas
that is
a tie, bro.
No. Ron is
Hey,
a CP3 hater, man. He had a whole.
Yeah.
He
Saying
had
Tony
like
Parker's over here was
25 point
crazy.
guard better than Chris Paul.
What y'all niggas
That's
the
some hate.
what the fuck y'all supposed to be the Goblin Brothers, man? Niggas get some
Nah,
ties
they
Nah,
on,
but
nigga.
they on
we gotta
some
tell the truth. We gotta tell the truth about Devin Booker.
they on some real
What's the truth about Devin Booker?
shit right now.
Hey,
His
you
man
look
drip,
clean,
his man
Alex.
box dripped out.
Today with
Yeah,
Devin Booker, man, he is not the best shooting guard in the league.
Herm, my
Yes,
boy.
he
Tap
is.
in.
Yes,
God
he
Nah,
is.
No.
I think
What makes
Devin
Devin Booker
Booker.
not the best shooting guard in the
But
league?
for real,
I want to get my take up, but y'all gonna
Yeah,
do
hold
what
on,
y'all
hold on.
Devin
do.
Booker right
Let Herm
now
get
just
up.
Go ahead,
has
bro.
an edge,
Yeah,
bro.
let him
That's
talk.
all
Let him
he
talk. Let him
has.
talk.
It's not by
Let him talk.
landslide.
Nah, but Devin Booker, those what you was talking about, alluding to what he did in the postseason. That was the benefit off of Kevin Durant. He never had that type of postseason until he played with an offensive guru like Kevin Durant. And then his success, for the Suns being good the last few years, that was on the strength of Chris Paul. So really, honestly,
What?
man,
Oh, come on,
What does
Bobby.
that have
Chris
to do with
Paul.
Kevin?
honestly, man,
That has nothing to do with
Come
him as a
on,
player.
bro.
See,
honestly,
we're not going to come up here. We're not going to come up here and do this.
man.
All right, we're not going to come up here and do this moneying up
It's
with team
not
success
crazy.
and all this.
He's not the best shooter guard. He's
We're
just
not
not
going
the
to
best
go and
shooter
say,
guard.
well, we're not going to come up here and just muddy it up. When we talk about individual players, we're not going to talk about no team success, none of that. We're just going to talk about them as players, bro.
Individually, Anthony Edwards is a better overall basketball player than Devin Booker.
Yeah, but you bringing up Chris Paul and what he did was just.
I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying,
that's
belief brought up the point how Devin Booker had a great playoff series. It was the benefit off of the fact that he wasn't the number one option anymore. He had Kevin Durant.
I
Being
mean,
there to the double team, he was benefiting off of one-on-one situations.
I mean, that's
One-on-one
kind of
situations.
He had the
arguable,
best.
bro. Like it was
He
kind of
got the
1A,
best
1B
looks
to
that he
me,
ever
bro.
had in
Like
his
I mean,
career. He was getting the best looks
Hold
he ever
on,
had in his
He's
it
the
was
career.
same
kind of
person
1A,
that. Hold on.
1B.
Let me say this. Herman's the same person that has Jamal Murray over Devin Booker. Well, not Jamal Murray. He has Jamal Murray over John Morant, right? Don't
He
you?
is over John Morant though.
But Jokic is benefiting off of John
He's
Morant's
a
benefiting off of
better.
Jokic.
When you evaluate the talent,
But Jamal Murray is benefiting
nah,
off of Jokic.
bro. When you evaluate
That's
the
the reason.
talent,
Joker numbers has been the same. It's just that they finally got over the hump, bro. That's all it was.
Is Jamal Murray not
yeah,
benefiting off of
yeah, I
Jokic
agree with
heavily?
that.
nah, he don't. Hey, but
I hate that point that Leaf just made.
No, not heavily because of
Heavily.
Jamal Murray,
playoff
bro.
run.
No.
No,
Let me correct
And
him.
we all
Jamal
kind of
Murray was a
muddying it
better
though.
overall
Jamal
basketball
Murray,
player than
no.
John Morant.
Jamal
He's
Murray.
not.
This is what Jamal Murray did. Hold on.
I think
Jamal
D
Murray
Book's a better
basically.
basketball
Yo,
player than Ant
chill,
Herm.
Yeah,
chill.
just like D Book's better than
Jamal
Ant.
Murray basically came back from and picked up where he left off from the bubble. That's what he did.
yes, he
There was
did.
never anything wrong with Joker, bro. Like Joker numbers was there. It's just the rest of the team had to figure it out. They finally got over the hump. So
No,
that,
but
that
what I'm trying to say
It
is
won the
Herm is
rest
the
of the
same person
team.
that
He needed
has.
his
It's just like
boy.
my thing. My
He
thing
needed
is
his boy.
this is
Herm
really
is so
bad.
only
no,
just
he needed his
inconsistencies.
boy to
And real quick,
win, bro, to go
like,
further. But the
and
numbers,
Leaf, and Leaf,
Hold
there
on,
was
hold
nothing
on,
wrong
hold
with the
on.
numbers.
Leave. Hold on. P5, what you about to say?
and Leaf, I hear what you're saying, but like, it's just the whole. And this is my only problem with what Guns was talking about. It's my only problem with what he said. My whole thing about the numbers argument, it's just disingenuous. Because let's be honest here. You said like Jokic's numbers stayed the same or whatever. I don't know if that was dissing Jokic or not, but I just want to get this out there. Like using the numbers argument, I think is just baffling to me because player situation matters. Like the main thing that I disagreed about Guns and what he was saying about D Mitch and Book, like D Book's numbers will go down because he's playing with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal gonna have to share the offensive responsibility a lot more. But I don't think that therefore disqualifies D Book as being a better scorer than Donovan Mitchell. I don't think that's what that does.
He's not going to become a worse scorer.
The crazy thing is, and I actually agree with what Herm said about D Book in the playoffs. the D book that we just saw in the playoffs is not Devin Booker.
No, I just said that. I literally just said that.
No. But
Yeah.
to the people, to
Said
the
it's-
people that were
Wait. You said it's
Nigga, I
not
said
Devin
that.
Booker
What the fuck you
as
talking
a.
about?
But
So okay,
like,
Hey, let's
we
get
not
into it.
gonna
Let's
throw
get
this
into it.
person. All right.
yeah,
keep
So
cooking,
what?
P5.
This
Tell them
version
why.
of Devin
Tell
Booker.
them why,
look,
P5.
no.
the
Tell them
Devin
why,
Booker that we
P5.
saw, the Devin
Yeah,
Booker
we
that we
picking
saw
and
in
choosing right now.
2021, where he struggled badly in the Western Conference Finals, wasn't great in the finals, and then we saw Devin Booker in 2022, wasn't great in 2022. It's just a lot of volume.
So he can't get better.
Huh?
Yeah. So he can't get better.
He can, but like
That makes no sense. That's like
using no. Okay, no.
You're
But
not
my
making
thing
sense,
is
my
using
guy.
but I'm not saying D-Book's not the best. Is my problem with stop using the 2023 playoff run as the main argument.
It's the most
It's not the
recent.
main. It's not.
No.
The
But
recent.
leave.
He
But
did
leave.
it.
We have
He
to add
did
the
that. That
context
is
to
him.
it. Devin Booker is not a 50-50 player. He's just not. He's not that.
Yeah,
guy.
and P5.
Kind of like
When
what
you
we saw.
say that,
It's kind of like what we saw with AD in the bubble.
yeah.
Like AD is not
Oh
AD.
shit!
AD is not bubble
Okay.
AD. D Book in 2020
Devin
is not
Booker had his
50-50
bubble
D-Book.
year.
Okay.
But-
Okay. So
Yeah.
okay.
Stay P5.
It's
Wait,
not.
wait, hold on. All right,
It's not at all an accurate
Hold on,
depiction of
hold
who
on,
Devin
hold on.
Booker is. It's just not.
Wait.
So
All
stop
right.
using
So
that as the main
P5,
argument.
you said
Hey,
so.
P5.
Wait. Hold on. Let me interject, bro, real
Yeah, I want
quick.
to hear
So
from Leaf. I want to
P5,
hear from
you
Leaf.
telling me that
Yo,
D
let me
Book
get
can
in,
never
bro.
have another series or two playoff series back to back like the one that he had this past postseason? That's what you're telling me?
My thing, if he did it before, he could do it
Averaging
again.
okay, and you know what?
That makes no
let me answer
sense.
that question real quick. Devin Booker putting up what like over like 35 a game almost on 50-50 splits. No, I don't think you could do that again. I don't think you could do that again.
Yeah, y'all think he could do that
when it
again,
came
bro?
down to what I
For
was
back-to-back
saying.
And
series?
P5
That's
He's not. I
crazy.
don't
Hey,
think he's doing
P5,
that.
I'm so confident that he
But-
won't. I bet anybody here that he won't.
Like Leave, you have to understand.
Yo, Herm, these niggas want to take
You're
your bet.
playing the Clippers,
Yo.
who are missing their two best perimeter defenders.
Oh, who want to take it?
And then you're also playing, and then you're also playing the Denver Nuggets, who are playing
Who won the
drop
championship,
with
by the way?
with Kevin
Yeah.
Durant on your team. Like, come on,
But-
it's just not an accurate depiction. Of
He
who
got
Devin
some of
Booker
the
is.
best looks.
And I understand that, but when P5, when you say that, I know you're being consistent. But when Herm says it, it's not consistent at all.
Can I say something?
Okay, well,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
what
Now
you're
Herm
saying.
said
I mean,
something.
but listen,
Hold
D
up,
Book
hold
did
up,
that in a losing effort, though.
Hold up.
Like I think we listen.
Leave. Hold on, Barry. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just saying, like, that is him. If you double Kevin Durant, you making that choice, and he's an elite scorer. That's gonna happen. You keep doubling Durant, he's gonna cook. It's just common sense. Like, that's literally what they was doing. Anytime Kevin touched the ball, they threw bodies at him. That left Book kind of open, and then they realized towards the end of the Clippers series, they stopped doubling him in as much. But those first 3-4 games in each of those series, it was doubling him. He was cooking. That's just what it is. That's him. He's gonna take advantage of that. You want to play single coverage on him, man to man, he's gonna cook. That's just what it is.
And that's the same thing with Jamal Murray too, though. And
Yeah,
people
but
act like he's a top. They
what's
want
the
to act like
issue
he's a
with
top
what-
5 point guard, top
but
15
Jamal
player.
Murray is more
He's playing with Jokic.
No, but Jamal Murray is
Oh
more
my
of a
God,
complete
dog.
offensive player than Devin Booker, though. 'Cause he's a
No,
better
he's
ball
not.
handler,
Okay,
No,
all
better
right,
playmaker.
See, listen,
He's a
hold
better
on,
playmaker, better
Hold on, let him get
ball.
off.
when Herm
Let him
says
get
it,
off.
it
Let him
doesn't
get
make
off.
any
Hold up.
sense.
Hold on,
Hold
bullshit.
up.
Let him get off. Let him
I
get
mean,
off.
you just a hating ass nigga, but I mean, it's all
Nigga say he
good
just
though.
a hating ass.
Hey,
Hold on.
hey,
Yo,
my
but-
nigga, you hate on
but-
LeBron every
hey,
single day, bro.
Okay, all right. So did we
Yo,
really
can I?
segue to Jamal Murray versus Devin Booker as a
That's
better
not
We
a-
offensive
not a
player?
we haven't segued into nothing because I still have.
And I'm a hater though.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
hater,
it's
though.
it's been the same thing. But like, let me just ask, just because like that was the thing that kind of like popped in my. So like, what was the issue with what I said about Devin Booker when I had Devin Booker too? So I didn't have him up there.
It's not that the problem isn't because I think I think the top 3 is arguable in any way.
Oh, sure.
My problem with the reasoning was like I don't know if this is the main point that you use, but like based off what you said, what I heard was a big thing of what you said was points per game, and I think there's like so much context to be put into points per game. I'm not expecting D Book to average more points than Donovan Mitchell because Donovan Mitchell is by far and away the number 1 option. But then you also got Devin Booker. He was sharing the responsibility with KD and Bradley Beal. So I just don't think that I don't think points per game is the end all be all at all. I think
well,
I mean,
for
if you add the efficiency to it, bro, like that's
Well, I mean, my main thing is when I came into kind of bringing that up is like, so you got pretty much the exact same situation, but you're going to be this season adding in Bradley Beal. So you're going to be adding in somebody else who's also going to be taking away a lot more from the pot. So like if Donovan Mitchell is already scoring more this season, this past season, more than D-Book, and don't get me wrong, just as you had mentioned, you don't think that D-Book's going to be able to keep up with what he was doing, and he had a money mid range this past postseason. He had a money mid range that was like, I mean, it was
coverage.
It was like
true, but it was on demand. I mean,
it
if
was
you
on
want it,
demand.
you
Like,
got
it was dominant.
it was on demand. So if you want it, you got it. So it was one of those things where, with that being said, and you're going to add Bradley Beal on this, and Donovan Mitchell still outscored you or still gave you at least more points per game more, then I do think that this upcoming season you're going to also see a bit of a gap also forming in that. And my main thing is when it comes down to a shooting guard, my first thing for a shooting guard or
is
as a lot of people say, yeah, it's scoring, because shooting guard, scoring guard, it's kind of vice versa. So if points are the main thing and I can build around it, I'm going with D-Book first over that. But I do think that Devin Booker, with what he showed this season, he is somebody that if he was put in a less
talented situation, maybe.
Yeah, I guess in a situation where he's going to have the ball more,
because we've seen it. We've seen him struggle with that situation.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
kind of see what you're saying now. It's kind of leaning towards production a little bit, and it's more so like, all right. And if you're getting shots taken away, that should go against you. Okay, I see what you're saying now. But yeah.
So hold on. Before Ox came in, I was trying to get off why I even wanted to talk about the best shooting guard in the league, right?
Yeah. You haven't even been able to get off the propaganda yet.
So the propaganda that I'm pushing tonight, gentlemen, is because Anthony Edwards is such a complete player, man. He's
next up. He's next up.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's rounding out his game so nicely. Like he has the athleticism. He came in already with the athleticism.
Yeah,
but he had to fine tune.
It seems like he got bigger than me, like mass wise,
sure.
you know.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
It's like he
definitely put some muscle on. Yeah, he put some,
coming in like he's a big ass 19-year-old in college. Like,
he's from Georgia, so
exactly.
Hey,
and then you see
they know how to feed him down there. They know
can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? What's your projection for him, like stat line wise? I think he's gonna hit the 28 point per game mark this year.
I give him 27. I give him 27.
I heard he hit it 30, bro.
Nah, 30's pushing it. But I think he can actually do.
Does anybody know what he averaged this year? Does anybody know what he averaged this year?
He averaged 24.
He was like 24 a game.
24.6. 24.6.
But Barry,
that's
25. It might cause
I give him 27. I give him 27.
And honestly, the reason why I think he could go to 27, I think his shots per game gonna go up. He was a 45% shooter. I feel like he's gonna be more efficient. It doesn't matter whether he's with Cat or not.
Matter, bro.
That definitely does matter.
Hold on, Cat missed half the season though. Barry.
Yeah, exactly.
But we shouldn't just be diving players.
Let me finish. What I meant, like, I'm kind of saying this. I feel like around that organization, it's about time he start putting the ball in his hand. Like, honestly, look at the playoffs. They gave him the ball in his hand. He averaged 32 against the defending
that's
champs.
going to continue.
Yeah,
everybody kicks the Nuggets.
Here's my whole thing with Ant, and that's putting me back as a player right now, like based off what I saw last year. The player that I saw in Anthony Edwards last year, even with how great he was in the playoffs, I just don't think he's like good enough. And I don't think really any of these players are. But like, would it be fair?
He's 21 years old, bro.
I'm talking about last year. I'm not saying he's
21 years old, bro. Like,
but we're talking about him right now, though, not in the future.
I'm not saying that he can't improve. I just said that Anthony Edwards by the end of next year, I'm expecting him to be better than Booker by the end of next year if he's really improved.
I mean, like, honestly,
come on, man.
He's my favorite.
Wait, Barry.
Y'all definitely.
He's gonna average.
It's not as good as Booker.
Wait, Barry. He's gonna average. Barry, he's gonna average 27, but not be better than D-Book.
D-Book, this
Is
nigga
he
good.
gonna
Hold
become
on, hold on. Time out. Yo, D-Book
Is he
is
gonna become a better? Is he gonna become a better
Deep.
Hold on,
playmaker?
let Barry respond.
Hold on, both fans. Hold on,
Man,
both fans.
come on.
You gotta let him speak, man.
D-Book literally just had a 34, 50, 50 playoff
But that's
series.
not him.
Playoff.
though.
Not
Like,
him.
I don't care if it's not like that. I get it.
He's
I
not like
get it.
He's
Yo, hold on.
He did that because he benefited
Hold
off
on.
of Kevin Durant, man.
If you do that for
LeBron,
more than if you do that for more than one round, bro,
Yeah,
like then you
exactly.
can that means you're capable, bro. Like come
Exactly.
on.
So yo,
Nah.
no,
I'm not gonna lie.
stop,
That is
stop
not
with
his
this.
body.
No,
That is not his body. I'm
can I
sorry.
give y'all an
If
example?
you do that for more than one round, that means you're capable, bro.
Please,
Like,
no
Losing his
player.
mind
I
right
don't
now.
remember him doing that against the.
So,
I don't
hold up,
remember him doing that against the Clippers.
Leave.
Nah, he was doing that against the Clippers. He
Hey,
was. He was.
Leave. I promise you. I promise
Clippers
you,
didn't
Leave.
have
No
PG.
player in
FYF.
NBA
bro,
history is capable
I
of
think,
double
the
double.
Clippers
I
went to
just want to
gentleman's
say, yo,
sweep, bro.
Man, y'all crazy, man.
I just want to say this. If he has Kevin
Salute
Durant on
FYF.
his team,
Completely wrong. He's just
if he
wrong.
got
Hold
listen,
on.
if he
Everybody,
got
Yo, host, we need the host to host right
yeah, we
now.
need
everybody chill.
moderators.
Everybody chill. Everybody
My
chill.
thing is, if
Barry.
he have KD on his team still and they still trying to double him and leave him out, he's gonna do it again. Like he's good enough to do
It
that.
depends on
Like
the
I'm
defense.
sorry, like if
I
they
doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it.
There's no way.
And then
Dog,
you
tax
added
it.
Bradley.
Hold
Then
on.
you
I have
added
to say
Bradley
this. I
Bill.
have to say
I
this. I have
forgot
to
about
say
that.
this. I
I
have to say
don't
this.
think any
Hold
Then
player
you
is
added
capable.
Bradley Bill,
hold
bro.
on,
Like,
hold
what do
on.
y'all
Well,
think is
everybody
gonna
got.
I'm
happen?
gonna
I'm calm
let
down.
everybody. I'm gonna let
One
everybody
mic,
get
one
their.
mic, one
I'm gonna
mic.
let everybody get their piece off. I'm gonna let everybody get their piece off. Barry, were you finished? Barry?
Yeah, I'm finished. I just add on to whatever
Yeah, you need
somebody
to
else
be.
just said.
You need to
Yeah,
be.
I gotta say
How?
something real
All
quick because
right.
this is crazy.
Bulls fan. What's your
How
take?
are y'all going to tax Devin Booker for playing with KD? Who will not tax Jamal Murray for playing with
No
the
one
best
put
offensive
Jamal
player
Murray.
in the
I
league?
got
Nobody
you. I
brought
got
up
you.
Yes,
Jamal
they
Murray.
do.
Where'd he
On
go?
my
Let
life,
me
they
answer
put
that
this nigga in
question.
conversations he do not belong
Those
in.
people have
I do.
realistic bias.
Hey,
But
Nahari, I
who
do. I
realistically
do,
put them up
Nahari.
that
I
high?
Hold
do
on,
tax Jamal
but
Murray for
Bulls
that.
fan, who you just brought up Jamal Murray?
Because Hearn
And
thinks
Jamal Murray's
Jamal
not a
Murray
shooting
is a
guard,
better
though. That's the
player.
thing.
He is a
Hearn
better
thinks
overall player
see
than Devin Booker. He is.
Who?
I
He
Who?
is.
Oh
Who's
man,
better than
Can
Devin
that's
Booker?
a stinky one right there.
Herm, I was
Yo, hold on,
agreeing with you.
is
Herm.
he
Did you
number
hold
two
on?
though?
Herm, did you say Jamal Murray is a better player than Devin Booker?
He just said he's straight up a better player than
Yes.
Devin Booker is what he said.
You on? I ain't gonna front. You on crack, bro?
But yet he taxes Devin Booker for playing with
He
KD
on.
though. That doesn't
He's
make
on.
any
All right.
sense.
He's on crack,
All right.
homie. You on
All
crack,
right.
homie? I'm not gonna lie,
Wait,
bro. That's
let me
Time out.
Herm, we
Let
representing
me
right now,
talk
bro.
You
then.
said Jamal
Herm, we
Murray.
really
Hold
representing
on,
right now, bro. We
one
can't
mic.
be
Yo,
doing that, man. Come on, bro. We
If
can't be
Jokic
doing
had
that.
Y'all gotta let
D-Book,
me talk. So I gotta let me talk
Yo,
about
yo,
it.
yo, 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 cut
One
it
mic,
up.
one mic.
if
Cut it
Jokic had
up.
D-Book, they would have won 15 and 1
Man,
in the
y'all
playoffs.
niggas
You're
emotional,
tripping.
man. Let's
Let
be one.
Herm.
Let's be
Wait,
Wait,
let
wait,
him
one.
wait.
go. Let him go.
Hold on,
Let him
hold on,
go.
hold
Nah,
on.
let
Wait,
her talk.
Hold up.
Let her talk.
Go ahead, Herm.
Herm,
Go ahead, Herm.
Let's be 100. As great as Jokic was, and as great as numbers that he was putting up when when Jamal Murray was hurt for that year and a half. End of the day, bro. He was first and second round. And as great as he was, he couldn't get them over the hump. If y'all say he was
You
that
have
great,
Facu
Y'all
Campazzo
niggas
hold
on your
on,
team.
hold on. Can y'all calm
Hold
down?
on.
This
Can
is
y'all
gonna be
chill
easy.
for a
He
second?
finished.
All right,
Can
go
y'all
ahead.
chill?
Relax.
We ain't finna do no over
Relax.
talk. I've been letting y'all talk. I've been chilling. I
Exactly. Y'all
say
gotta
something here and
relax.
there, but
Let him
y'all
get
been
a.
talking.
I want to
But
respond.
look, straight up too. The last time we did see Jamal Murray in uniform, the nigga was pulling up, had a great playoff run. They went to the conference finals. They lost to an experienced Lakers team.
I
End of
wanna
the
I wanna
day,
respond to this.
no. Well, you
I
gotta
gotta
shut up and
respond
let
to
me
it
finish,
too.
so you can respond.
Hold
End of the
on.
day,
I'm gonna
Jamal
let.
Murray in that playoff run in the bubble was
He
actually
did.
the best player on the Denver Nuggets in that
Oh
playoff.
my God. No,
I'm
Wait,
not
Bulls,
in
saying
the
Bulls
first, in the
fan,
first, in the
let him
Hold
finish.
on. Hold
he's a
on.
casual.
Hold on.
so
Hold
He's
on.
a casual.
No,
He's a
I agree
casual.
with
He's
that.
a casual.
I agree with
Nah,
that.
I'm
he
not.
said
I'm
he
not
said
mad
in the
at
Let
that
him
one.
bubble.
I'm
He
not
finish.
said
mad
he
at
Let
said
that
in
him
the
one.
finish.
bubble.
No,
Let
it's
him
He
not
he
finish.
said
no.
in the
Gotta.
Let
bubble.
him
He
finish,
said in the
man.
Hold
bubble
on,
he was
nigga,
gonna average.
nigga,
Hold
nigga,
up.
nigga,
Hold
nigga,
up.
get
Gotta
the
chill.
Hold up.
Y'all
Hold
gotta
Yeah,
up.
I'm not
chill.
gonna disagree with that.
All right,
let's
Hey,
hold
hey,
on.
hey,
All right,
hey,
Hold
all
up.
right,
Nah,
hold on. Leaf.
he said in
All
the
right, leave.
bubble,
Hold
and I
on.
kind of agree.
Yeah,
Leaf.
I
All
do
right,
too.
Leaf. Go ahead and respond to her first. I'm gonna let. I'm gonna
Well,
let
Well,
you
he
I
go.
ain't
said,
gonna let the
well,
ball the
he,
Bulls fan.
I'm gonna
Let
let
him
you
well,
go.
flex, bro.
listen,
What
well,
he
hold
just
on.
said is just a lie, but you know.
Wait, hold on. In
Hold
terms of
up.
the
Hold up.
bubble, in terms of the bubble, Herm has a point, bro. Like now, during that time, we got to
No,
remember
he
Joker.
doesn't. No, he doesn't. Y'all just looking
Yes,
at
he
the
does.
raw
Wait,
numbers.
wait,
Hold on,
hold
hold
on.
on,
Let
hold
him
on, man.
finish,
Hold
bro. Let him
on.
finish, bro.
I ain't even
Hold
finished, but yeah,
Listen,
go.
listen. Well, listen. In terms of the bubble, he has a point. Joker. By the time the bubble ended, bro, did not have an MVP to his name. Didn't have a first or second team, first or second All NBA team to his name.
Leave.
In
Come
that
on, bro.
playoffs, bro, like
This is
from
such.
start
Oh my
from
God.
round
I'm sorry. I'm
one
sorry.
from round one to round three, all the way to the whatchamacallit, the Western Conference Finals. And remind you, they came back from 2-3-1 series in that bubble. One against Utah, one
Joker
against
was
the
All
Clippers.
NBA in 2019, by the way.
Hold up.
2019. You absolutely right. Yeah, boom. That one
The first
that
team,
year.
actually.
But yeah, you absolutely right. He was 20. But during that playoffs, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Joker peaked to what he's peaked to every year after that. Now
But he
if you look at
still was a better player than
Hold
him in
Wait,
up.
hold
2020,
on. Let him
man.
finish. Let him finish.
hold
Hold
on,
on.
No, it
hold on,
wasn't.
hold on,
Rudy
hold on.
Gobert.
Hold
Rudy
on.
Gobert gave
We
Jokic
gotta be
problems.
civilized. We gotta be
Now,
civilized.
hold
Mike,
on,
one
wait,
mic.
wait.
Y'all need to
Bro.
chill out.
In
Hold up.
terms of the playoffs, Jamal
Mm-hmm.
Murray was leading that team, bro, in the bubble.
One series, yeah,
I
he led him one
disagree,
series.
bro. Y'all looking
No,
at
the
one
whole
series,
The,
bro.
the,
Come
fir-
on,
Y'all
the
looking
Barry.
at
first
Come
one
and
on,
the,
Barry.
no
series,
no no
bro.
no no the Clippers series I give you the Joker, bro. Like I
Even
ain't
if,
gonna lie to you.
how about the
The
Lakers series?
first
They
no
got their ass whooped, so it
The
don't
Lakers
matter.
They
series
lost
They
in
got
6
their
games.
ass whooped.
That's not
no
fair.
the
That's
Lakers
not
the
game
Lakers
5.
series the
They
Lakers
not
series Joker
they lost in 6
And
games. That's not
Dwight
game 5
the,
Howard,
for them.
D.W.
the
Jokic.
Lakers series
And what
Joker
happened
was
this year? What happened this
Y'all
year?
act
That
like
Joker
Dwight
was
Howard is
neutralized.
bad.
They swept y'all niggas this year.
Joker
Was
was
Yeah,
He
neutralized
wasn't in
neutralized by
prime,
by
Dwight Howard either.
no. Joker
they
had to deal with
nigga
Oh,
Dwight,
got the
AD,
ring.
and
and
JaVale
JaVale,
McGee, bro.
nigga. What are you? They
Yeah,
holding
so
Wait,
they
all
so
right,
holding
here's
hold
here's the
on,
teams,
thing.
hold
bro.
on.
All right,
All
chill,
right,
chill, bro. Everybody
all
sucking
right,
at
so
once. I
so
can't
so
hear
so
nobody.
so hold on,
So
everybody,
here's the thing.
everybody.
Let
Yeah,
me just let
exactly.
me
Leave,
Hold
close.
leave,
up.
leave, leave,
Just
leave,
let me
leave, leave.
close it with this.
Yeah,
My
go ahead.
thing is like as far as that bubble run, bro. Like Jamal Murray, saying that Jamal Murray was the top player on the team, bro. Like it's not all the way insane. It's not, bro. Like
But it,
during that
Nah,
time,
All
I
right,
like every year.
understand.
all
I
right,
true.
all right.
understand.
How
I
does
True.
understand where you're coming
True.
from,
Very
bro. He had
true.
a crazy series versus the Jazz.
Even
Very
I
true.
get
the
that,
bubble
but
season
it's not
wasn't that
true,
crazy.
bro. It's more than points per game,
How,
bro. Like you gotta
no, no,
understand that,
but
bro.
how it's not true when Rudy Gobert obviously made it difficult for Jokic throughout that
Oh
season.
my god.
Jokic had to cover
Bro,
a few games,
bro,
but
as
Rudy Gobert was making Jokic work.
Okay, okay.
Yo,
Jamal Murray had to
bro,
outplay Donovan
y'all,
Mitchell from
why y'all
game
always
4
underestimating
all the way
Jokic
for the rest of the
playmaking
series,
ability?
and he
Like
did that.
he can play
Let
make,
me just
bro.
say this. Let me just say
All
this
right,
real
hold
quick to
on. All
answer your
right, Bulls
question.
fan, go ahead,
Hold
go ahead.
up.
I want to go
First of
after yours,
all,
Dezo, if I can.
first of
All right,
all,
go ahead.
you bringing up the Jokic lost in the first and second round without Jamal Murray is stupid
He
because it
had
was not
Buck
Jamal Murray they
Campazzo
were just missing. Nigga was
and
playing with Campazzo and Will Barton. Nobody was winning with that.
MPJ was out
And
too.
But Martin was
first of all,
just
let me finish. Let
important
me
though.
talk.
Hold
Let
on,
me
let him
talk.
finish. Let him
Hold
finish.
up.
When
Hold
Avion,
they
up.
won the
Avion, Avion, I
championship
got
this
you.
year,
Avion, I got you.
when they won the
Dirk,
championship this
I
year,
seen
it
Dirk
was
win
not
stuff.
just Jamal Murray who returned to the
5'8"
team.
JJ Barea,
Yo, let
them
him
old
finish.
ass
Hold
Let
on,
him
Sixers
finish.
Vern,
team.
Yo,
Vern,
hold
Now, I mean, he
hold
been
up.
interrupting me the whole time, so
But it's
Vern,
fine, bro.
let
It's
him
fine.
finish.
It's cool, bro. It's cool. It's
I
cool.
mean,
It's
he's
cool.
only right
Relax,
It's
about
relax.
cool.
bubble. Jason
I don't
and the
mind.
short ass Jason Terry and the old ass Sean Marion, and you still ain't want
I,
to make excuses.
so, so,
Dirk
so,
did it.
all
So
Hold
right.
at the end
on,
of the day,
Vern, Vern,
That's
how
Vern,
you
cool.
Vern,
So
want
we're not
Jokic
talking
should
about Dirk. We're not
advance,
talking
at
about
least
Dirk.
make a conference finals. At
Stop
least
trying
make
to
a
make
conference
the stop
finals.
trying
I
to
ain't
move the
saying
goalposts. We're
win,
Dirk
not
didn't
but
talking
get
at
about
least
Dirk
Dirk.
make
got
one
that
conference
ring
We're not
though.
talking
finals.
about Dirk. Not talking about Dirk.
hold
Anyway,
on,
No,
Vern.
Jesus,
Gotta relax, Vern.
I
Gotta relax. Bulls fan, go ahead.
I cannot stand when people are keep trying to say, "Oh, Jamal Murray, they didn't make the playoff. They got bounced the second round without Jamal Murray." Oh my God, no, nigga. They added KCP. Aaron Gordon became a better defender. They added Bruce Brown. They
they
added
traded for
MPJ.
Eric Gordon,
Michael,
dumbass.
MPJ,
They traded
MPJ
for
Mike,
got
Eric
yeah,
Gordon,
Michael
Bulls
Porter
fan.
dumbass.
Can
Jr.
let
He
me
did too.
talk. Oh, let me
Yeah,
Hey,
talk.
nigga,
hold
you was
up.
They
interrupting
Hold
the
added
up.
whole
that
time.
they
Yo,
added
hold
Bruce
up.
Brown, KCP, and MPJ returned. It was not just Jamal Murray that made them a championship level team. That whole team was
Yes,
injured.
it was Jamal Murray with the difference.
No, it
maker.
wasn't.
That's
It was
No,
not
he
just
wasn't.
Jamal
Yo,
Murray.
you
MPJ
tripping?
is
He
not
wasn't a
there.
difference maker, bro.
bro.
What are
He
you
is a
saying?
No, he
difference
was a
maker, but
difference
that's
maker,
not
but
the
it was
only
not
thing I
just
have
Jamal
on the
Murray.
team, bro.
They
Like
did not have
It
Michael
was
Porter Jr.
Jamal Murray.
They did
Bro,
not have
nigga,
Michael
it
Porter
wasn't
Jr.
Jamal Murray,
bro,
bro.
y'all niggas is tripping,
They
bro.
did not have
Straight
Michael Porter
tripping.
Jr.,
They didn't even have
KCP,
Bruce
or
Brown, bro.
Bruce
They didn't
Brown.
even have
Pause,
They
Bruce
didn't
pause,
have
Brown.
none of
listen.
them.
Like,
Hold
They
on,
didn't have
hold
none of
on.
them.
Hey,
Yo, hold
What are you
up.
talking
hold on.
about?
Y'all wilding right now. Y'all
This feels like
wilding.
a
Y'all
different
wilding.
For
channel right now.
real.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
y'all
hold on, hold
wilding.
on.
Y'all
Sounds
wilding.
like we
Hold
on
on, hold
Mookie
on.
Yeah,
channel or
dude.
something.
All
Just
right,
Chill
going
Nah,
on
out.
okay,
one
hold
mic.
on. Wait,
I
pause.
can't even finish.
Nah,
hold
nah.
on.
One by one, bro. But
Yeah, I'm saying, y'all
For
gotta
real.
relax.
I think we've
All right.
talked.
Hold on.
And that's all. He was cutting me off the whole rip though. That's why I went.
Herm. I'm
Hey,
trying
two
to I'm
wrongs
trying
don't
to
make it
I'm
right,
trying to
though.
I'm trying to be civilized about this shit. We got to be civilized.
Mhm.
All right. So Bulls fan, I need you to make your last points right now.
All right,
So
right.
what you
So
saying?
Yo, that's
so
a
that
that's a
like
little
we said, like we
FYF.
said, like I
Okay,
said,
yeah, I
man,
got you.
we everybody knows Jamal Murray was not the only player that was missing from that Denver team. Obviously, going to be better when you're not playing with Campazzo and Will Barton. When you're playing with KCP, MPJ, and Aaron Gordon, they added multiple pieces to that team that made them a championship team, not just Jamal Murray. So that's a
All right.
lie.
All right. So
Yeah, but
Second of all,
KCP
second of all,
was
in
there.
that 2020 playoffs,
Damn, I thought you was
Jokic
done.
was the best player because if you're just going by points per game, you're not even going off of
I'm
rebounds,
gonna go off
passing and
points for him.
playmaking.
I'm not even.
You're not going off rebounds. Not
Let
going
him
off
finish, bro. Let
rebounds.
him finish.
His playmaking. Jokic was clearly the most impactful player on that team. Yeah, you can say Jamal Murray outplayed him in the Jazz series, but what happened the next series against the Clippers? Jokic was clearly the best player on that team.
What happened in Western Conference
Stop
Finals?
it.
I think.
Can you,
all right.
can you
All right.
explain
Bulls
what happened in
fan.
Western Conference Finals?
I like
They
that. I like
lost.
that.
They
I
lost.
like that. I like that.
Let me go
I like
real
that.
quick.
Hold
Let me go
on.
real quick.
I like that
What?
energy. I like that energy,
What
Bulls
you
fan.
want?
All
What?
right. So P5 and Avion. P5. Go ahead.
All right. I think we've talked enough about the bubble. I think people have gotten what they need to say about the bubble too much. I want to get to 2021 and 2022. I agree with now. I think people jumped on Nahari's point the way that he didn't attend it to. Jamal Murray is the difference maker, but it wasn't just Jamal Murray. The team was different from the previous 2 years. I'd say. B. I hate when people say, "Oh, old ass this, short this." Like it doesn't matter how old the player is if they're still performing at a high level. I think a great example of that is like what Herm said earlier. Even though he said he was old as shit, Shawn Marion. Shawn Marion was still even though he was older, and I would say he was still like in his peak or like maybe wasn't even in his prime, but Shawn Marion was still a very good player in that playoff run. Was still able to hit threes, really good defender, fit perfectly next to Dirk, and really that entire team was shooting the ball super well, was able to guard, had Tyson Chandler on the roster, so it's not at all comparable to what Jokic was going through in 21 and 22. That's B. And then C, like the whole conversation started because Herm said Jamal Murray was just a more complete player than Devin Booker, which is just completely incorrect, false, untrue. Devin Booker on all three levels is a better scorer and shot creator than Jamal Murray. I think the playmaking, like if you want
Devin Booker don't have a left
Hold
hand.
on,
Wait.
Herm.
Let him
I'm
finish.
gonna let you respond.
Let
I'm
him
gonna let you
finish.
respond. I'm gonna let you respond, Herm.
like
give
like
Devin
Jamal
Booker
Murray,
the playmaker
Jamal,
action.
and the defense. I think both of them are neutral to negative at best defensively. But I just think as a scorer, Devin Booker is more well-rounded, and the playmaking gap, whether you give it to Booker or Murray, isn't that wide at all. And I think Devin Booker is just a better player than Jamal Murray. I don't even think it's close, to be quite honest with you.
I got
It's
it. I got
not. It's not
rebuttal.
close.
Because
got a
honestly,
rebuttal.
because
not
honestly,
at all.
I think
It's not
I
at
think
all.
I don't want to look too deep into the postseason run because I think they both benefited from playing.
Why not?
Because they both
Why not?
because they
If
both.
you gonna evaluate a player, you gotta evaluate
Hold on.
both sides.
Avion, I get
I
that.
promise you, I got you
Come
right
on,
after
bro.
this.
Avion,
Right,
I get that.
Oh,
Avion, I get
yes.
that. But different players. But like Devin Booker and Jamal Murray were in. I don't want to say unique because Murray's been playing with Jokic for a while, but in circumstances where they were playing with like two of the best offensive players in the entire league, where the other team was completely game planning for that one player, and that leaves a lot of one-on-one opportunities and easy opportunities for the other two. I'm trying to look at Devin Booker and Jamal Murray as players. I don't think it's close at all. I think Jamal Murray's like borderline top 25 in the league. Booker's teetering on the top 10. Far better
Facts.
scorer, and I think
Big facts.
with scoring being the main job of those two players, I think what like the gap between those two in scoring has to be taken into account. A big part for a big part of who's the better player, and I think Booker is just miles a better scorer than Jamal Murray. I don't think that's
All
You
right.
done?
All right. So
You
P5.
done, bro?
All right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Avion, go ahead. Get your takes off.
Listen, man. I get people want to say Devin Booker is better than Jamal Murray. You know, I mean that's their opinion. But to act like Jamal Murray wasn't hurt for the last couple of years, recovering from a freaking knee injury, we couldn't evaluate if he was a better scorer than Devin Booker or not because he's been missing for like a year and a half.
No.
Now we got a full year to evaluate Jamal Murray and what he
What
did
that
well.
nigga do in the regular season?
Hold on.
Listen, bro.
Whoa.
God
That's
damn.
my fault. I'm sorry.
I want to hear what he
Goddamn.
has to say because I want to respond to this as well. But.
Listen. We watched Jamal
I
Murray
want to go next. P5.
recover this whole regular season. This is his first full regular season to basically come back and recover.
I'm coming
What
back.
he
from-
did,
Yes.
what he did from the end of the regular season throughout the playoffs, his averages went up. You have to include his playoff performances.
He's a
He,
playoff riser. For
He is a
sure.
playoff
yeah,
riser. I get that.
So
For
is,
sure.
yeah,
so is Booker this year.
and you gotta take that into
So is
account
Booker.
as well.
But
Listen,
Avion,
we
if
never
you're
seen.
gonna, oh sorry,
Listen,
Hold on, Beaver.
listen. But we've seen Devin Booker and deep in the playoffs fold on shooting wise. Like if you replace Jamal Murray with Devin Booker in that Lakers series, do they still sweep the Lakers?
Absolutely.
P5?
Absolutely. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yes.
Yo, I
man.
think,
Yes.
yo, listen. Can I say something? I feel like if you replace Jamal Murray with Devin
Devin
Booker in that
Booker
series,
easier to defend, man.
the margins of
terrible.
victory, the margins of victory wouldn't be 4, 6, 8. It'll be 12, 15, 20. Like
Nah,
that's the
Facts.
difference for me personally.
No.
I think he's that much
You
better.
out of pocket.
He's just a better 3-level scorer on all facets of the field, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Look,
And
all
what?
I'm
That's
saying.
cap.
Okay, all right,
I'm
Avion,
sorry.
Hey,
Come on, dog.
Okay,
Like,
Avion.
I
Yo,
I have
just
okay.
saw-
Hold on, baby.
But
Hold
can
on.
I say something though? Cause I was going to go next.
Avion wasn't done. Avion wasn't done.
I'm gonna
Avion.
go at
Oh,
the
okay, it
Avion.
wasn't done yet.
Listen, at the end of the day, to say that it's a far gap from scoring wise, like the
There
skill
is.
set from these two players is crazy to me. And after what we just see against Jamal Murray in the finals and in the Western Conference Finals, where Joker in the Western Conference Finals, some games he wasn't scoring like that, and Jamal Murray scored like 20 points in the second half.
Okay, so
Jamal
Avion, I'm
Murray,
gonna.
Jamal
he
Murray
scored
proved
30
that.
in the first half.
Yo, hold on. Who's talking?
I
Who's
mean,
talking?
shit. I mean, even better. But even so, Jamal Murray proved that he does have the same skill set as Devin Booker. But the reason why we couldn't say that because Jamal Murray been hurt for the last couple of years, and we couldn't assess that. So, but he proved it this year.
No, he
Devin
doesn't
Booker
have the
never
same skill
proved
set
it.
as Devin Booker, though. He just doesn't. If you're gonna look at strictly points per game and playoff horizon
That's
to say that
exactly
Jamal
what
Murray
they're doing.
Just one playoff run.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
also nasty.
Honestly, I think it's kind of disrespectful a little bit. I think Jamal is a great player. Don't get me wrong.
He's elite. I think he's elite. But
In my opinion, he's a top 20 basketball player. In my opinion, but
All right,
I,
Top
all right.
20 is.
All right,
20, maybe 25.
He not top.
Personally,
all right. Let's
I
all.
think he's
let's
like
all-
that. I think he's like that. I
do
think he's
too.
like
I
that.
do too, bro.
Let's
But
all.
I
let's
think
all
I think
relax.
D
Let's all
I think
relax.
D
Let's
Book
all
I think
relax.
D Book is a
got-
top
Yeah,
12, top 12
we gotta.
player.
Hey,
Top
hey,
five.
guys.
I don't
we
know about
gotta-
top 5, but I think
we
he's
got
top
a
12
special-
for sure.
We got a special
You
guest
said
in the
top
building.
five, nigga?
we got
We got a
Lamont.
special guest.
Ooh.
We got a special guest
Who
in
we
the
got?
building.
What's up, Lamont? I didn't
FYI,
notice that nigga.
Salute.
Cooking these
Lamont,
niggas.
I want to ask y'all, and this
How
is
you
everybody,
feeling?
and I want everybody to try to be as honest as possible. And I know it's going to be hard, but before a game was played last year, did we have Jamal Murray ranked as a top 20 player in the NBA?
No, because he was
Not at
no.
all.
And so what
This
happens?
is a strong case of recency
And
bias.
so what happens is,
Hold on, Lamar.
But how would
Hold
you
on.
know that
Let
if he
me-
was-
let me- let me-
Hey,
hold
let
on,
him-
well,
let
hold
him-
on. The reason
Because
why
he wasn't playing.
Hold on, real quick.
Hold
Let
on.
me
Let
get
him
on real
continue.
quick.
Let him continue.
I'm just trying to get to my point.
Bro,
My
nobody
point
even thought
is-
he was a top 20 before the playoffs, bro.
No,
It's the
no,
playoff-
like the
come
one
on.
thing
That nigga
was
wasn't even
consistent.
top 30.
Hold on.
Because we're talking
Hey.
about a guy who, without Jokic on the floor, averages 16 points a game and 4 assists. And so you can the evidence is clear. You can tie a lot of his statistical success with Jokic just being on the floor, because Jokic literally makes everybody he plays with better. He makes Porter better. He makes Aaron Gordon a much better scorer and a more efficient scorer. He helped Bruce Bowen look like a much better scorer. That's just one of the attributes of Jokic's skill set. He makes everybody offensively a lot better. That's just the nature of his game. And you just have to appreciate it about Jokic. But what I'm saying is, Murray, before the season started, nobody regarded him as a top 20 player.
He was hurt.
And then the recency bias of winning, I think going into the championship, and I think the elevation of credit that people want to give to Murray, I think it's done to take away a little bit of the credit we should be giving to Jokic. Because if we give, because what happens is
That
here's
is
the
so
scary- Hey, look, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this, because Jokic essentially did something very similar to what Hakeem Olajuwon did in bringing a team
that didn't have no All-Stars or any All-NBA players
I disagree
to the
with that.
finals and winning. And
I
see, but what
disagree.
happens is people forget that Jamal Murray's never made an All-NBA team. He's never made.
Thank you.
He's never won any. He's never made an All-Star game. He's not even an All-Star
Hurt.
in his league. And
He
so
is
what happens is now that
Hold on,
we've
hold on.
elevated him so much
Barry,
off this
Barry, I'm gonna
final
let you
because
respond. Guns, I'm gonna let you respond.
I'm
Avion,
saying we've elevated him so much because of obviously numbers look great. Yes, beautiful numbers, but are we putting the credit where it needs to be? Which I believe, if you look at Jokic if you look at Murray without Jokic, his numbers are
How
very,
many,
very,
how many games
very
I got a
average.
quick
sample
question.
size you got, Lamar?
And so
I got a quick question.
that's all I'm saying. I'm saying is
No, how
let's
many
not
games
let's not
sample size?
bloviate over Murray right now
I get
because
it.
nobody had him top 20, and let's not take the recency bias of the championship
When people was
and
praising
try
Kobe,
to
that's the
make
thing.
him
Yeah,
something that
Lamont,
he
not
isn't.
top 20. He wasn't top 30, Lamont. Let's
When
be
people
real,
I
was
bro.
know,
praising Kobe,
I
but
know
they
that
taking the
already.
credit away from
All
Shaq.
right,
But what
all right.
happens
That's
is
my
it's
one
the
question.
recency bias. Obviously,
But
when you win a championship, everybody wants to elevate you. But like we can even go back to when Clyde and Hakeem won a championship, were they did that mean Clyde at that point in time? Do we then put him over Penny Hardaway
No.
and Shaquille O'Neal? Like no,
When
winning
Kobe was
doesn't make you
balling
better.
in the
Like just
playoffs,
my
because
thing
they
is,
when he
bro,
was
won,
back in
it
you
01,
have
doesn't
to.
make them better than a player.
Avion, I'm
And
gonna let you.
Devin Booker,
Avion, I'm gonna
on
let you
his
respond.
own,
I'm
Devin
gonna let you
Booker
respond.
independently is an MVP caliber player. He's been in the MVP race independently without KD. He's had a team in the finals
Yeah,
independently without KD. He's
yeah.
been that dude without that.
CP3.
Jamal Murray, the only thing he's proven without Jokic is that he only can average 16 points a game and 4 assists.
man,
All right,
this
And
shit crazy.
that's the difference between the two players.
Hold on.
All
When
right,
does
so
facing
let
another
me.
All
player
right,
All
take
right.
away
wait,
from
My
wait,
his
thing.
wait,
game?
wait, wait,
Look,
wait, Avion. All right, Barry, go ahead and respond.
FYF, I agree with mostly what you were saying, except for the All-Star part. That doesn't take away from what he doing. He's injured. He was trying to get his groove back, and then he actually hit his groove right before the playoffs started. So that's not to take away from him and stuff. And mind you, we gotta respect
Thank
a
you.
number 2 on a championship team. He's at number
Thank
2
you.
on a team that won a championship. You have to respect that, bro. You have to. I'm
But
sorry.
the conversation is not if he's a good number 2. The
And
conversation is
I
Hey,
agree.
is he
Like,
better than Devin Booker?
I
like
said,
that.
earlier,
The thing is,
listen,
yes,
hold on.
nobody will
Earlier, I
deny
said it
he's a
was
great number
disrespectful.
2. Yes,
It,
That's
he's a great
fine.
number 2 to have.
listen, it was
But is he better
disrespectful.
than Devin Booker?
No,
That's
it's
And like
fine.
Y'all
P5
talking,
said,
y'all
it's
talking at
not
each other
close.
instead
it's
of talking with each
disrespectful.
other right now. Hold on.
I think it's disrespectful at this point to even
I want
compare
to
it
ask
because
something after this.
because Devin Booker done he's proven he's been doing this for a multitude of years. You know what I'm saying? MVP conversations,
Oh, he did
all
everything.
type of stuff. So I agree with you what you're saying. The Hakeem Olajuwon 94 thing is a drag. I think this Nuggets team is way better than the team that Hakeem had to drag that year. It's not even close. I'm sorry, it's not.
No, I'm not trying to compare the two teams. What I'm saying is similar in the nature that Jokic brought a team to the finals with no All-Stars, no All-NBA players
But
on that roster
look,
at all.
Jamal Murray is an All
But hold on,
NBA
but
third
we
team type
can't
of
say
guy.
Jamal Murray
No,
is
he's
an all.
not. No,
Hold
he
on,
is
let
not.
me answer
Yes,
this.
he
Let me
No,
answer
he
is,
this.
is
man.
Yes,
not.
he
On a
We
is.
good year,
can't.
yes, he
Hold
is.
on.
Dezo,
Hold on.
can I
Let me
can I
answer.
say
Let me
something,
answer.
Dezo?
All right.
Hold on. Let me
All
say
right.
one
All
thing.
right.
Hey, Des, let me get this off real quick though. Real quick.
All right.
No, hold on,
Hold on.
P5. Here's the
If
one
they
thing
had an
that we
All
know.
NBA playoff team, he'll
No,
be on
but
it for
Barry, here's
sure.
the one
What are you
thing that we
talking
know.
about?
In all of the years that Murray was healthy, was he ever an All-Star
No, he
or an
wasn't.
All-NBA level player?
No,
Maybe
never.
All Star, but he was never
So
All
what I'm
NBA
saying
level
is
player.
but what I'm saying is,
He's
so
a
why do
fringe
you
third team
assume he
All
would have
NBA
been an
player, man.
No, he is
All-Star,
not.
All-NBA level player
Fringe.
this year when he's never done it before in his career?
He's fringe, man.
All
I
right.
don't think
All
he's
right.
ever
All
come
right.
close
Hold
to
on.
All
All
NBA
right. Hold
caliber.
on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
and he never
Let
will.
P5 get this off real quick. Let P5 get
Fellas.
it.
All right. Hold on.
Hold on.
Herm, you had something?
Well, Lamont, the same thing you use for Jamal Murray. When it comes to Jokic, you could obviously use the same thing with Devin Booker when it came to CP3 for all those years. Initially, what was Devin Booker doing? He wasn't making All-Star teams or anything until Chris Paul got there.
He was
So you
averaging
saying
26 points per game.
That's
That's
the
what he
same
was.
little thing.
But he
so are
was
you saying
young.
The
Devin
same
Booker?
little,
He
the
was
same little
young.
thing
He
that
was
you
he was
used
literally an
about
all-star
Jamal
before
Murray,
Chris
you used
Paul. He
about
was an
Devin
all-star
Booker as
before Chris
well, because he
Paul.
was in the
He was an
same boat.
all-star before Chris Paul.
He was
Stop
He was
lying.
in the
losing.
same
He was
boat.
losing.
Hold on. Herm, let me ask you one question.
He wasn't doing anything.
Was Devin
Lottery
Booker at
team. They was a
least
lottery team.
was Devin Booker at least an all-star
What does a team
before
got
Chris
to do
Paul
when
got
we
there?
talk
Bulls
about
fan,
individual
hold on,
players?
Bulls fan, hold on.
Kevin Love making an All-Star team in Minnesota.
No, I'm just asking her. Was Devin Booker at least an all-star before Chris Paul got there?
That's not
Chris
true.
Paul got there and doing the round 2021.
Okay, so it's just a yes or no
Devin Booker didn't make
question,
the
right?
All-Star team. He didn't make the All-Star team.
Yes, he did. He made
No,
it
he
the year
didn't.
before.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes,
I'm looking at it right now. He did. He did.
So,
think it's
so
just
Herm,
2020
your
in the
question is
bubble.
answered right
The
there.
bubble?
At
It
least,
wasn't even an All-Star game in the bubble.
No,
Yes,
no,
he
no.
was.
He
He was an all-star
made it in
2020.
2020. He made the All-Star team in 2020. He made it.
so he was an all-star in 2020. Okay, so he was an all-star before Chris Paul got there.
I think Devin Booker before he got Chris Paul was already proven.
Okay, so how about we do this then? Because the thing is, there's a significant drop-off on who Murray is when Jokic's on the floor and when Jokic's off the floor. Has Devin Booker's numbers been the same? Has Devin Booker's numbers been the same with CP3 and KD?
So how many games sample size? How many games sample size you got Murray without Jokic? How many games?
Over 20.
I think it's around 30 actually. I think. I looked at it before. It's around 30.
30 games is enough for me to identify who you are.
30.
My thing
30
is
games?
okay. I had to get to Barry because he said something.
I mean, if you guys are elevating him to the level of Devin Booker, then his numbers should be significantly higher than 16 a game.
Did you fall down?
If Jamal Murray wasn't hurt the last 2 years, do you think out of those?
But he's never been there. He's never
But you guys,
even been
the
there.
unfortunate reality of injuries is that injuries can diminish your ranking.
Fellas, hold on. I think Herm just fell down the stairs, bro. What Herm? Oh shit. Herm, are you okay, bro? Hey, tap back in if you okay. All right. Lamont, go ahead.
Come on, buddy. Me, go ahead.
Lamont.
Yo,
Let me say something real quick.
Avion, go ahead.
Listen. I think.
Yo, P5, what you have to say to me?
Listen,
You.
I know.
Okay. I'll wait.
Listen,
All right.
I know Lamont make a lot of great points. The only part I push back is just because you glorify a number two doesn't take credit away from the number one. You know what I'm saying? You can still praise both players and give them justice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody praised Kobe, but they never took credit away from Shaq. I mean,
They took credit away from Kobe, though. They took credit away from Kobe.
They definitely take
But
credit away from Kobe.
there's an easy answer to that. Even if you remove Shaq off the court, Kobe's numbers are still at an all-star level. That's the thing. Kobe independently, even when Shaq gets in foul trouble and sits down, or Shaq's injury, Kobe's numbers are still looking like one of the best players in the league. It's not contingent on if Shaq's there. Murray's success has been contingent on Jokic being on the floor.
I have to say this real quick because the level that we're putting Jamal Murray on is just disrespectful to the It's just disrespectful.
It is.
I'm about to name players that I think are better than Jamal Murray. I think we're under the top 10. D. Mitch is better than Jamal Murray. Devin Booker is better than Jamal Murray.
Yep.
is better than Jamal Murray.
Lamont, what you gotta?
LeBron is better.
Kyrie fucking Irving is better than him.
Jalen Brown's better than him. Let's be real.
I think there's and to say that like, oh, you can't just take credit away from the number.
Why don't we compare him to point guards? Because he is listed as a point guard.
Lamont,
he's not a top 5.
Hey, calm down.
I think the Barry was not a top 20 player.
Hold on, P5.
Lamont, what you gotta say about this? 17 of those games that Jamal Murray was playing without Jokic was in his rookie season. What you gotta say?
Don't matter.
Because
okay, let's just do this thing. So let's say we remove those 17 games. We can remove those games, and even if you look at the games, because the thing is, Jamal Murray is who he is. He's a guy that has never made an All-Star game, and he's never made an All-NBA team. We know he's never going to make an All-Defensive team. So what I'm saying is,
don't say never.
What I'm saying is, to date, he's never won it. He's never been an All-Star. He's never been all NBA. But one thing we know for certain, he will never be all NBA defense. So we can just eliminate that from the equation. So when we compare him to Devin Booker, we're talking about two guys that struggle on the defensive end, and they both are guys that can put up numbers. And when you look at Murray's offense, especially with Jokic on the floor, was highly dependent on that high pick and roll, as opposed to a guy like Devin Booker, who thrives not just in the pick and roll, but independent with the ball on the wing in ISO situations, even in post-up situations and things like that. So, like I said, we can try to slice it up and put them in a different caliber. I can't wait for this season to unfold because now that they've lost a guy like Bruce Brown, who was really, really one of the factors as for their success this year, they are really one injury away from being the old Denver Nugget team. If Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter get hurt again, they're going to go back to being that same Denver Nugget team that we used to know in the past.
All right, hold on.
Bridges, Cam Johnson are gone.
Avion, hold on. Big Storm, I haven't heard from you in a minute. What you got to say, man?
My bad. I was doing some laundry.
I want to fish my
filling in.
You was doing some laundry.
Okay.
Laundry at 1:30 in the morning, bro.
Hey, man,
we argued that Aaron Gordon was one of the
I'll be doing the
most
same
impactful
thing,
players.
I want to get my point off after he's done. If I can.
All right,
Okay,
Big Storm, go ahead.
Okay, my thing is just I feel that Jamal Murray game, how he looks, does heavily implement off the Denver Nuggets system and Jokic, because sometimes when he's on the floor by himself and he has to deal with like Zeke Naji or like when they had Thomas Bryant, he was kind of like how to kind of do a lot of isolation plays, a lot of kind of off the bounce type of shooting. And I don't think that the Nuggets depth took that big of a hit. Yes, it was a suitable hit with Bruce Brown leaving. I don't really count Jeff Green because he was there, but he didn't really do too much. But I don't think one injury away, they're like the 2021 Nuggets, because that team was atrocious. You had your guard depth chart was Barton, Monte Morris.
But if they do lose, like Aaron Gordon, they will be.
I do understand, but I think that you can see. I do think that Christopher Brown, Christian Brown. He has a funny last name. I do think he will take that leap and be kind of like a good defensive player, and his offense is not really why he's on the floor, more of kind of get in the way or pester one of the guard defenders. And I do think that maybe Peyton Washington or one of, you may see his jump from Zeke Naji, because I do think Bruce Brown's like impact on the Denver Nuggets can be made up for with the other rotation guy, but then you do have to depend on Mike Malone not to run only 7 people in the lineup. So that's something he got to kind of get out of, but you never know.
Okay.
All right, P5, go ahead.
Here's my thing. I agree with Lamont on this. I understand what people are saying when you say you can't just disrespect the number 2, like you have to value that. There's levels to this. There's levels to how successful a number 2 is. So let's be honest, every number 2 in NBA history is not dependent, but they do heavily. There's levels to this as well. They do benefit from having that number 1 option. Like Kobe did to Shaq, but we all know Kobe was far better than Jamal Murray, right? So that gets to my point of why we need to look at the individual. Stop. That's
what?
I was trolling.
That's why we need to look at the individual player, in my opinion. I think Jamal Murray is an all-star caliber player, and that's why I have him in the top 25. But my main holdback with Jamal Murray is just that he's just not as good as some of these other players that y'all are bringing up. And even if he's a number 2 and he won the championship and all that, how I look at a player and how I think who's better than who is what you bring to the table. What's your value? What's your impact to the team?
30 points a game in the playoffs.
And I think that is a much more.
So is Devin Booker.
And I think that's a much better depiction or like evaluation of players and who's better, who's not. For example, I think Bam Adebayo is a better player than Jamal Murray. And that's because
what you laughing at? He is a better player.
And that's because I think Bam Adebayo just brings more than Jamal Murray does to a basketball team. I think he's more impactful than Jamal Murray
right now.
How is that? You're delusional if you think Jamal Murray's better than Bam.
I could even argue that a guy like maybe Jaren Jackson and what he brings on the defensive end.
It could be argued that Jalen Brunson's better than.
You could argue that
No,
Jalen.
hold on. I think all of them
Yeah,
niggas
all
are
right.
better than him.
See, this is what I don't like. Y'all take things too far. Jalen Brunson's not better than fucking Jamal Murray.
Okay, no. But my main argument is it's
I don't know about that.
Like, cause let's look at Jamal Murray as a player, right?
But Bam Adebayo definitely is better.
Defensively, Jamal Murray is at best a slight negative. At best, defensively. As a playmaker, he's not really to the same level as these other guys that we're talking about. As a shot creator, I think his shot selection holds him back mightily because even though he's a good shot, he's a good tough shot maker. There's levels to this again. There's D Book is better, Donovan Mitchell is better. Like there's other guys
Trae Young
that are better
players.
than him. And I'm not saying that Jamal Murray.
What about the playmaking? The playmaking gap between them is
the playmaking. Okay,
yeah, it's a big gap.
I don't think Jamal Murray or Devin Booker's main role on their team is to play make. Even though I do think Booker's better. You could easily sway me like one way or the other with those two. Like the gap isn't very big, but the scoring
you don't think
gap,
the gap in playmaking is big between Jamal Murray and Book?
No,
I mean, like,
who do you think?
Me personally, like, if I have 5 as like average, then like, and I don't like using the 1 to 10 scale too much, but Devin Booker for these two players specifically, Devin Booker in my opinion would be like maybe a 7, and Jamal or maybe a 8, 7.5. Jamal Murray's about a 6.5, 7, maybe a 7, right? Like I don't think the gap is that big.
I think Eagles are better
because their main roles on that team. But my thing is their main roles on their teams, is to score the ball, and that's the main impact that they're bringing to their teams. I just think that Devin Booker does that far better than what Jamal Murray does. Far better. I think to say that, I think to compare Jamal Murray to other great number 2s and then throughout NBA history to say, oh, you can't just.
It's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. It just is. Jamal Murray isn't on the same level as some of the other number 2s in NBA history. He's just not.
And Dezo, you know, I've been pushing this.
And I disagree with Lamont bringing up the without Jokic numbers, right? But my main holdback with Jamal Murray is just what I said. The individual player just isn't as good as the players that we're talking about. In my opinion, Murray is barely a top 25 player, and you can't convince me otherwise. You can't.
I don't think he's top 25.
But do you believe? But you can. We've seen Devin Booker as a number 1.
We've seen it.
But do y'all honestly believe you could win with Jamal Murray as the number 1 option?
Absolutely
on your team?
not. That's a lottery.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that's
a lottery team.
But we've seen Devin Booker as the number 1 get to the finals and have a chance.
Yo, Dezo, you know I've been saying this man Jamal Murray is overrated for a minute now. I've been saying it.
Yeah, you.
But I've never seen a player. I've never seen a player that is legitimately never made an All-Star team, never made an All-NBA. Like nothing get compared to all NBA caliber players just off of one championship run. We were not doing this with Chris Middleton. We were not saying Chris Middleton was an all NBA caliber player.
Thank you. We did not elevate Chris Middleton. Thank you.
But for some real reason, because it's Jokic and people want to downgrade Jokic, they're going to say dumb things like Jamal Murray was better than Jokic. Because y'all just said he was better than him in 2020, which he was not.
Even the number 2.
Hold on. And it's disrespectful to pair, like, bro, to say that he is better than a lot of these other point guards is disrespectful. I've been hearing people say he's better than Trae Young. Trae Young clears him. I've been hearing people say he's better than Ja. He's not better than Ja. He is not better than Bam Adebayo.
All right, hold on.
He's not better than these players. He's just not on these guys' levels, bro. I don't understand what y'all see with Jamal Murray. I don't see it. I don't see it, bro.
But hey, you know what they see? They see a guy that can score buckets in a fancy fashion, and it's great on the
I just don't see it. I just don't see the impact like that.
Bulls fan, let me address something that you said. Right, you said that we never elevated Chris Middleton. Yes, we did, bro.
Yeah, they were saying
not to this level.
Not to this level, correct? But we did say that
What you
Yeah,
mean?
he was calling.
Middleton was
We were
better
not.
than
We were not comparing.
fucking Robin.
We were saying
Yes,
Jamal
they
Murray, not
were.
Katie
Yes, they
Hardaway.
were.
They were.
They were
Right.
not comparing no Middleton to the best guards in the league.
They were
He
not.
he
I
was.
my whole right all of my life they were not
Hey,
comparing this
hold on,
nigga.
real
Bro,
quick.
They
Hold on.
were.
I
Let me
never
see.
heard
Wait,
that.
wait. Okay,
I've
okay.
never
Let me
heard
say
that
another
at all.
one.
That's not
hold
true.
on, fellas.
Wait, hold on.
Hold
Wait,
on.
let me get this out real quick. Let me say
Right.
another one.
Hold up.
The
God
2019
damn, my
Raptors,
nigga.
right? We had Kawhi Leonard, right? He was the number one. Whoever you think the second best player on that team was, I think it was Siakam. I was not hearing any of these conversations about Siakam being a borderline top 10, top 15 player. The year after that, or even during that time.
Well, Ticket said it.
Yeah,
Ticket was the only one that
P5.
said it.
Yeah,
Hey,
P5.
So there's levels. So there's levels to
Yeah,
this. I don't-
that's what I'm. But P5, that's exactly what I was about to say. There's levels. Chris Middleton did not have the same kind of impact Jamal Murray is
What?
having on this team.
That
See,
is
that's
not true.
that's not true at all. That's
He's
not
just
even
not,
true.
bro. And the thing is, Chris Middleton
carried them when Giannis was out.
Chris Middleton was elevated because he was a closer on that team. He took a lot of the big shots on that team.
No, Chris Middleton was just playing great in that playoffs, bro. I'm being
He was playing great. He was playing great, but he was elevated because he was the one that was taking a lot of the big shots at the end of the game.
And you're 100% right, but not to this level.
Nobody elevated him like y'all elevated Jamal Murray. That's the thing.
We're comparing Jamal Murray to Derrick Rose, Luka. Nobody was comparing.
Y'all comparing Middleton to the top 10 players in the league, bro. Like,
bro. The fact that I have to have a conversation about Penny Hardaway and Jamal Murray is insane.
Bulls fan, I'm gonna let you finish. Just let me get this off real quick. The thing is with Jamal Murray is doing something that Chris Middleton and Pascal Siakam, fuck out of here with Pascal Siakam. But he's doing something that they're just not doing, and that's being consistent. That's being consistent, like great number twos to their number ones. You know what I'm saying?
They passed out 2 times.
Hold on. So Chris Middleton wasn't consistent.
And I understand that, but to say Chris Middleton wasn't great.
Hold on. Chris Middleton doesn't have a moment like the 2020.
He dropped 40 in the finals.
Bulls fan, he doesn't have a moment like the.
That's not true.
Playoffs.
That's not true.
He literally dropped 40 points in the finals.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
Chris Middleton has some big moments.
I want to clarify real quick. Me bringing up Siakam wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't me saying he's on this level. Me bringing up Siakam was just saying we don't hold this type of energy for every number two. Like someone said earlier, like you can't disrespect the number two. I'm not saying you can disrespect them, but you can not hold them to the standard that we're holding Jamal Murray to if he's just not as good as them. If he's just not. And
look, I understand what you're saying. You make perfect sense.
You're right. I just
but
feel like Jamal Murray's better than a lot of the number twos that you're naming, though. I just
where do you have Jamal Murray ranked in the league today?
Top 30.
Just give me a range. You don't have to give me a direct number, but
top 30, top 25, probably.
All right, that's fair. Actually, that's pretty fair.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah,
So, I understand what you're saying, and I completely get that when Chris Middleton won that championship. As a number two, people were elevating him, but it was not. It was nowhere near to this level. No, we weren't comparing him to all-time greats. Why do I have to have a conversation between Jamal Murray and Penny Hardaway? It's not close. I shouldn't be having these conversations,
bro. There was
as
the Batman of the Bucks.
No. We're literally having a conversation about Jamal Murray, Devin Booker. He's not on his level, nowhere near him.
Anybody having conversations about Chris Middleton being a borderline top?
Let me tell you who we was having conversations with Chris Middleton. Michael Redd. That's what we said. He could be the next Michael Redd. Ain't nobody was saying this nigga was no Devin Booker.
Michael Redd?
Casual.
Anyway, you don't know ball, nigga.
Wait, casual.
I never said I knew ball.
And anyway, man. Anyway, we were not comparing this nigga.
He does have Chuma Okeke as his profile picture. We have to.
Facts.
Yo, easy. I know.
But it was nowhere near to this level. I've never seen a player like Jamal Murray get this much raise after one championship, bro. It's actually crazy.
Bulls fan, if you didn't
people just lose.
Like, but the thing is, if you didn't see what he was doing, like he's one of the best number twos in the league. Like I'm sorry, like
he is the best number two in the league to me personally.
So all right, easy. I haven't heard from
He's not the best number two in the league.
He's not. That's Devin Booker.
Better number two.
It's either Devin Booker or KD. It's one of those two.
and none of them
He's not a
two
better number
does-
2 than James
and
Harden.
none of them two
He's
numbers
not better
are
than
better
number two than James Harden. What the hell?
I mean, he might not better. He's not better than. I don't think he's better than LeBron or AD. So he's
I
not
don't
better
think
than
he's
neither
better
one
than
of them.
Jalen Brown.
Whoever you want to
He's
say is one of
He's
them.
He's not better than Bam Adebayo.
He's better than
Why you
Bam.
keep on saying
No,
Bam,
he's not.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
don't know
he
why
better
you
than
saying
Bam?
Bam.
Hey, Avion,
I
why
mean,
is he
there's
better
other
than
people
Bam?
you can say
Avion, tell me
over
why he's
Bam.
better than Bam.
Better.
Why is he better than Bam?
Yeah, why is he better than Bam?
I think Jamal Murray is a better
Just-
playmaker and a better
He
shot
played better
creator
in the
than
finals,
Bam.
honestly.
Okay, I think
Impact on his team too, bro. Like
Impact on his team?
Like,
Bam,
what are we talking about?
And
Bam,
Bam is a more impactful player.
Bam's
Though.
so
Not on
inconsistent.
his team.
Bam
Not
is so
for the Nuggets.
inconsistent on the offensive end. And
Just like
meanwhile,
Jamal
Crazy.
But
he-
you know, also is crazy. It's gonna blow everybody's mind. Bam is a top 3 defender in the league.
No, he
He's
is
a
He's
great.
a what? He's a
He
top
is
one.
not a
top-
top 2 defender in the league. That's
Nah, nah.
Why are you
cap.
lying, man? Why are you lying?
I'm
for
not
the
lying,
Nuggets?
Wait,
bro.
Bro, that's not. That is. He's probably right on that, y'all. Y'all got.
yeah, like
No,
so. I
he
want to hear
isn't.
then the ones that are
No,
better.
it's
Who's better than
not.
him defensively? Jaren Jackson, AD. Who else?
You can argue with Lopez.
No,
No.
you cannot.
Brook
No, you
Lopez.
can't.
Are we
Next.
No, you cannot
Next.
argue Brook
No,
Lopez.
you cannot. Next.
Are we talking just
What
big?
Brook Lopez
Are we
brings
talking just
as a rim defender, you can argue.
What
with.
Bam Adebayo brings in just terms of his versatility alone?
That versatility shit don't matter.
Okay, Storm.
What you mean? Though?
Versatility don't
Obviously matters. It obviously matters.
So goddamn.
It obviously matters if the
No.
defense is elite in the playoffs in the regular season. Obviously,
Brook
obviously
Lopez
matters.
He was on an 8 seed that got to the
Jokic.
NBA Finals. I mean, and did you saying that versatility don't matter?
And we
With
also-
a team
yeah.
on a team with no
Not-
true centers, he had to play big and out of position most of the time against
And he can
some of
also guard guards at an
some-
elite
And they
level.
always lose.
I mean,
They go
like,
to
I
the
don't know.
finals and
They
lose.
always
bro,
lose, man.
bro.
They
Okay.
But
lost.
hold on,
They lost.
y'all.
in the,
So y'all
conference
can't
finals?
connect losing with him not being a great defender. Like you can't win it every year.
I know
You cannot win it.
They haven't. I
And
know,
see,
but they haven't won
that
it
same
at all,
statement
though.
that you just
Evan
made
Mobley
about
is
that
nice,
same
though.
statement that you
He
just
is.
made about Bam is
Lamar,
one of the
you got
reasons
Evan
why y'all
Mobley?
never really even appreciated
Listen,
Jamal Murray
you
until
got
he
Evan
actually won a
Mobley over Bam?
championship.
Do you got Evan Mobley over Bam Lamont? Let's just start there.
No.
No, I don't have Evan Mobley over Bam.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Bam is not
Evan
a top
Mobley's
2
the top 10
defender.
defender though.
My main holdback
Oh,
with
top
my main
10.
holdback with
Okay,
Mobley
got
is
it.
he's not as versatile as Bam Adebayo.
He's not. He's just not as versatile.
But
Bam is up there, y'all, man. Y'all just got to give him
He's
that
up there,
much.
but he's not top 3.
he is
Like,
top.
stop, hold on,
He is
I'll
top
give
3.
him top 5, but he's not top 3.
Storm,
Like,
wait,
it
who's
depends.
Storm?
Name the
Storm again.
defenders,
Who's
nigga.
better? Storm, who's better?
Oh my god.
You're not gonna find too many people better
What's
than
up,
I'm
Bam.
gonna let you know now. I value rim protection over versatility because
He's a great
I-
rim protector. Right? Act
Okay,
like
okay,
he's
He's
okay,
not
okay.
better than Brook Lopez.
No, okay,
That's
okay.
fine, but he's more
Okay,
versatile.
I got
I will say
Pascal
this,
over
Bulls
Bam.
fan. I will say this, Bulls fan. My
Say
main
Pascal
drawback
over
with
Bam?
Bam.
Well, this ain't the 90s. Rim protection is not elite anymore.
Yeah, like okay,
It may
but
not be
no,
elite,
Hart,
but
and
it
I
still
agree with you,
matters.
Lamont.
Defensive versatility is king right now. That's why
That's what I'm
Draymond
saying.
and guys can guard all over the court are much more valuable.
Thank
My
you.
main. Oh no, it's not.
Yeah,
Max.
And this is why y'all call rim
2023
protectors and Rudy Gobert
That's some
trash
good stuff.
because y'all say he can't move and guard the perimeter.
Max, my main Storm. My main holdback with Bam is I don't think he's the biggest presence at the rim, and that is due to his size, right? Because I think Bam's really a 4, but he's kind of been forced to play the 5 in Miami. But I don't know how you can say versatility isn't key, especially in an era of basketball where teams are switching more than they ever have, where the pick and roll is being utilized more than it ever has been, and we're guarding the perimeter, and just teams that elect to create on the perimeter more than drive inside is like more highly valued than it ever has been in NBA history. I respect what Brook Lopez brings to the game, but the fact that he just cannot guard on the perimeter whatsoever, it's kind of like my same problem with Gobert, where it's just the rim protection is great, and I think he's a top 10, maybe even top 5 defender, but I don't value him higher than I do the guys that can go out and guard on the perimeter. I just don't. And then also, I know what I just said about Bam, but he can still block shots at the paint. Like, he's not the biggest presence there, but he can still block shots. It's just versatility is key in today's game, Storm. I don't know how you can deny that.
No, but my thing is that I'd rather have one person who's good at one aspect on defense than one person who's very good at 2 aspects. Because
I just don't get that. I just don't.
That doesn't make sense.
No, what I'm saying, you have someone who's good on 2 things, but I would much prefer have someone who's great at one thing.
But here's my thing,
reason
Storm.
KG is so great defensively is because he's
I
so
disagree with you there,
versatile.
and here's why. Because I think Bam isn't just good.
when it
You're
comes to his versatility. I think he's great. I think he's actually one of the best.
You
if not the
putting
best in the
KG
league.
there, someone who's top 5 defensively all time. Stop.
Who?
Yeah, because of his versatility, right? Not because he's just some god.
You're adding a top 5 defender and comparing it. You're using an extreme comparison.
You're right
Because I can just say,
But
what
the
about
reason,
Hakeem
what is the
Olajuwon? What about
reason though?
Dikembe
What is the
Mutombo?
reason
I can do
he
the
is
same
so
thing.
good? It's because of his versatility. So you saying it
Okay, but
don't
I
matter?
can
It's
also
crazy.
I can also argue Ben Wallace because Ben Wallace can stop you in the paint.
He was
and
not
you
top
can't
5.
out-muscle
He
him.
wasn't top 5.
Yeah, he's not top 5. Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying using the most extreme in the top of like people try to boost your argument, even though I can do the same thing.
Yeah, using
Like Hakeem
KG
Olajuwon
here
wasn't
is
like
irrelevant. Using KG here is irrelevant.
I'm just saying though,
But
versatility does
I
matter.
think we should disagree to disagree. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I just say y'all
Okay.
are top. Y'all I think y'all kind of weigh in on that on the reason why someone's better. You say, oh, he can go out on the perimeter. I think that's all. I think that's. What
But it's not just he can go out the perimeter. He can go out the perimeter
That's
actually
what-
guard.
That's what.
Like-
But my thing is, that's all I'm hearing is that he can switch on the perimeter. But
okay, well then what else you want me to say? Bam is good at blocking shots. He can guard 1 through 5. He's great in the pick and roll. He's got high defensive IQ. He knows when and how to make rotations. Like Bam Adebayo is a top 3 defender in the league. I'm not so sure.
I just don't see that.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
then-
just don't
hey,
see top
I
3.
think
All
we
right,
should. I think we should disagree to disagree at this point.
Yeah,
All right,
guys.
Max,
Let's
That's
I mean,
a
all right,
different
let's-
subject, bro.
let's transition. We got greatest with a super chat. Sending love. Go New York. Go New York. Go.
No,
Kobe.
boo.
Go. Talk about what dream team we send into the Olympics next year. Pick a roster. Braun hinted at going.
I
Let's
guess.
We
let's
did
set
this
up-
last
let's set
year, but you know
let's
it's
set
Who's
up-
fine.
actually going though? That's a question. Like who's actually want to go?
Let's
Yeah.
all right. So let's set up a roster real quick. We need
Let's
point
do it.
guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward.
You know what
and
happened when me and Bulls fan picked the roster last time? Y'all niggas got smoked.
Me personally, when it comes to me, like in the I'm just gonna go with who I think is the best player at the position. I'm gonna go, and this is when healthy because I don't know what's gonna happen next year.
Mhm.
Curry at the 1.
Right.
I know what I said about Edwards earlier, but for right now, I'm gonna go Book at the 2.
Mm-hmm.
At the 3, Jokic, Giannis. Jokic at the 5. I'm gonna get that out of the way, and Giannis at the 4.
Jokic can't play for Team USA.
And the other
Oh yeah, that's
Olympics,
right.
bro.
That's right.
The
That's
Olympics.
right.
You picked the
Wait,
Serbian and the Greek guy.
who's the best American big man in the league?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. AD at the 5.
I'll put AD at the 4.
At the 4, I can't go with Tatum. Tatum at the 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Tatum
then-
at the 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that not what he plays in Boston?
KD at the 4, LeBron at the 3,
Sometimes
Steph at the
Tatum
1.
I just think I don't know. I think
The lineup would be AD. The lineup would be AD at the 5, maybe. I can't probably LeBron or KD at the 4,
Or vice versa.
Tatum at the 3. Well, yeah, you put LeBron and KD both in there.
Yeah.
And then you go D Book
And
and
Curry.
Steph.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Yeah,
is.
you
I
want
agree with
size
Mac.
though.
Yeah, I would do the exact
size,
same
though.
thing.
But who would the other guys coming off the bench? I think Tatum would be thrown in there. Kawhi maybe.
Anthony
Dame.
Like Dame.
No Kawhi. We not putting Kawhi in the Olympics.
All right. We're not going to
doing
put
that.
Kawhi, but yeah, like Tatum, Dame.
Yeah,
Like, who
I
else
don't think
would-
I
Bron
could
going
be
either,
D.
Bob.
Donovan Mitchell. Like,
I ain't gonna laugh. He being realistic. Braun is not playing the Olympics.
am I forgetting
Yeah.
some names? Like, am I forgetting Jimmy Butler?
PG.
Or am I not?
Oh, Jimmy, yeah.
You're
I
not
don't know about
Melo.
that.
Just bring Melo back. Just bring Melo back to play
Just
USA
bring Melo
basketball.
back.
Hey, just
Melo
bring
out of
Melo back.
retirement.
Just bring back
Shout out
Melo.
Melo.
Wait.
Oh, we didn't even say Donovan Mitchell.
Because me personally, I don't really watch the Olympics like that. I'm not into FIBA. I'm not into like the world class or whatever. Is there a scenario where like, because I know this happens with the All-Star game sometimes, like older respected players like Kobe and Dirk will get All-Star selections and they really don't deserve them, like late in their career. Do they do that with the Olympics too? Like, am I gonna go out there and see Chris Paul on the Olympic team next year? Like, is
You
that
could.
something?
If he want to play, he can play.
It
If
depends
he
All right,
want to
what
play,
coach
so it is one of those situations.
Y'all acting like Chris Paul can't play basketball or something. This is getting gross.
No,
Nah,
but he's not.
just-
Okay,
Chris Paul's damn near 40, bro.
I get what
So
you're saying. I
LeBron,
get what you're saying.
he's
P5.
almost 40.
But LeBron is on a.
If-
Come on, bro. Like,
I don't think LeBron playing, but if he want to play, he could play.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
okay, and the same goes for Chris Paul. I understand.
Yeah, I think.
understand
Yeah,
a little bit more now. But if
For
we
sure.
see like okay,
What
story.
about Jalen Brown? Will he make it?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
oh,
You
that's
got D
tough.
Book and
That's
Ant.
tough.
Ant making it regardless.
Oh yeah, Anthony
Will you
Edwards
pick?
might make it.
Greatest
You pick
with
Jay
another
Brown
super
over
chat.
Trey
We
Young?
have no centers.
AD.
That's.
I
I
would
mean,
move
That's
AD
all
to the
word
four.
doesn't. But the thing is, AD
He doesn't
doesn't
like
want
playing
to
the
play
five.
center. You know what
He
I'm
doesn't even
saying?
like playing the five. That's
You
crazy.
Our
probably go
Just move him
Bam.
to
You
the
probably
four.
go Bam and AD.
Yeah, the best center we would have would be Bam Adebayo.
Because like the crazy, as good as AD is at the center position, he doesn't even like it. Like that's the crazy thing about it. Like,
So do you want Jay like a Miles Leonard or somebody like that, just to
but
fill
he'd be
that
certainly
void?
better than Sharon Jackson.
Hey, for y'all that saying Bam a top 3 defender in the league, you a lie.
That's not a
He
lie.
ain't the top
That's
three.
not a
That's a
lie.
That's what
lie.
I'm
That's a
saying.
lie.
That's not a
That's a
lie.
Now we
This
move
is-
on, bro. Let's focus on Olympics.
I just wanted to say that.
Okay, Max.
Y'all
We
picking
can have
Jalen Brown? Hold up, P5. P5, I got a question for you.
Yo, what's good?
If you're the coach of the Olympics right now, will you pick Trey Young over Jalen Brown, or just pick Jalen Brown with Trey Young?
Jalen Brown.
Y'all think Trey
Jalen
Young?
Brown plays better.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
defense.
ask the question again.
If you was the coach of the Olympics team, would you pick Trey Young over Jalen Brown? Like if you're selecting a team, or would
Like
you
who I think
pick
is the better
Jalen Brown?
player? Is that kind of what you're asking me? A little
No,
bit?
but I'm talking about for that Olympic team itself. Like
Oh,
who
just for
fits
the
better?
Olympic team. Oh,
Yeah.
I think Jalen Brown is better at being able to fit into different with next
I'll
to great
explain
players,
yourself.
but because I just don't think Trey Young does enough off the ball or defensively, so I go Jalen Brown.
I'm gonna go Trey Young.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Even though
Trey Young.
I do think Trey Young is a better player.
We playing with the
I
best
like
players in
Trey
the
Young.
world. I can hide Trey Young.
Lead my offensive ball handler.
But again, like I don't know that much about the Olympic game and like who all the other countries are and who they're gonna have. Like, but
All right, Mad Max. I know you came to the party a little late. And first off, we got 34 people watching live. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're new. This won't be your last time tuning in to a graveyard shift episode.
The
Mad
last
Max.
time?
This won't be the last time.
Oh, I thought you said it was. That's
This won't be the last time you tune into a graveyard shift, man. This won't be the last time. So, Mad Max, you see the title. I know you came in a little late, but I wanted to get your input on the title, man. Who do you think is the best shooting guard in the league as of right now?
As much as biased as I am, and as biased as everybody know me to be, I'm gonna go Devin Booker.
Okay.
I'm gonna finally put some respect on his name. I'm gonna go Devin
Finally, Max. Jesus.
Oh,
But
you
Ant is right
had
there.
beef? You had beef with Devin Booker?
No,
No, I'm just an Ant guy, bro. I'm just.
he's an Ant guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an Edwards.
Got you.
I have become a Minnesota Timberwolves fan because of Anthony Edwards. I literally watch.
He is awesome. Ant's awesome.
60
But Max, do you
Timberwolves
agree
games.
with Max? Do you agree with my sentiment of by the end of next year, if Ant improves, it could easily be him over Booker? Not easily, but like
by the end of next year, Ant will be over Booker and Tatum.
Yeah, and Tatum.
Booker and Tatum.
And Tatum?
Both of
Okay,
them.
I guess.
Where do you have Tatum ranked right now?
Not even in the top 10. He doesn't even have Tatum in the top 10.
Like 8.
No, he's serious?
Yes, I do.
You serious?
Yes, I do.
Oh, he does have him in the top 10. I'm sorry.
I got him right. Hold on, I got my list right here.
Maybe Max was trolling me.
I got my list right
maybe
here.
Maybe Max was being hyperbolic that day. I vividly remember hearing him say Tatum's like 11 or 12.
No, remember I left Tatum out. I didn't even have him in my 10. I didn't even have him in my 15. I left him out. Remember?
15.
And I went back and put him back in.
That's right. That's right. You forgot about Tatum. You forgot.
So Max. Yeah. So you're saying by the end of next season, Anthony Edwards is going to be a top 10 player,
top 8 player.
Yes.
Really, top 8.
Top 8.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be.
Right now,
I think you'll make the jump into being top 15, but top.
What
10.
What does Ant need to do to reach that?
Just work on his playmaking a little bit. Just trust others more. His defense. What?
His consistency on defense, because I've said it
No,
already.
see, people that don't watch Timberwolves games say that. Ant
No, no, no,
gives you
no, no.
consist.
But Max, the crazy thing is, I have watched Timberwolves games this year.
He gives you
And
I'm gonna
consistent
keep it a buck
effort.
with you. I
no,
watched
no,
like
no,
7 games. He
no,
was
that's
definitely
a lie.
inconsistent,
He doesn't.
Yes, he does. He gets Evan on defense. What the
No,
hell?
He
no, no,
gives
no.
Yeah,
It's
he
not even
does.
it's not even the effort.
especially off the bat, off ball. He was inconsistent too.
Hold on,
Like I said it, like Max,
let
I said
Max.
it earlier.
We
My
gonna
main
let
holdback with Ant,
we gonna let Max and P5 run their ones. Go ahead, P5.
Max, my main holdback with Ant,
the
and
only
this is why
thing
I
Ant
don't
got to
like
work
Ant,
on is
and this is why Ant is to me is like teetering on that top 20 range for me right now. Ant is a great scorer, and he's great at providing rim pressure. But my main holdback with Ant is the consistency of some of the other aspects of his game. Defensively, he flashes like being the best perimeter defender in the league. Great on-ball guy, can use his hands well, moves his feet. But there's also other times, and where it's like more than just like occasional. Anthony Edwards will be lazy off the ball. Anthony Edwards will be
that's a
undisciplined.
lie.
No, it's not a lie. Anthony Edwards
Oh
will be lazy
man.
off the ball. He'll be undisciplined, and he just won't be that impactful. But at times he flashes greatness, right? But he's just too inconsistent for my liking. I don't like how people are already putting him on this tier of being elite two-way guy when I don't think the second part of that two-way is all the way there yet. I think it can get there. It's just not there right now. I don't think it is.
That's a,
And as a
that's what I
playmaker,
said.
Hold on, real quick, real quick,
All right, go ahead.
No,
Easy.
no.
real quick. I just want to ask one quick question. When you saw these inconsistencies on defense, right?
yeah.
When did you see them?
It was just throughout different parts of a game. It was just throughout different parts of the season. You'll see a handful.
Just like
you'll see some
everybody
game,
else.
streak of
Just
games.
like everybody else in the league.
Wait.
Like
No.
everybody else in the league.
No. You do not see those type of inconsistencies from other great defensive players like Bam, other great defensive players like Kawhi when he's on the floor.
Yes, you do.
Like
Yes,
great,
you do. In the
Kawhi has
regular season, you would
it's
see
not
that.
a lie. It's not a lie. Anthony Edwards.
Kawhi off ball. Kawhi
I would
off
say
ball. You don't see Kawhi get beat off ball a lot because he sleep.
he does, but I think he's not as lazy as Anthony Edwards.
Okay then.
He doesn't gotta be
No,
break.
but what I'm
what I'm
saying
saying.
is what I'm saying is Max. I agree with what you're saying about mostly. I don't think it's every player, but mostly every player is inconsistent on the defensive end. I just think it's not as bad as Anthony Edwards. I think at
I
times
don't
he
even think
flashes
it's
great.
inconsistent. I just think it's maybe I'm taking a break for this position. Maybe I might get beat. Fuck it. It's the regular season.
No,
Maybe
but
I'm
it's not
taking a
just
break.
that. I
The only
think
thing.
there's games where Anthony
The
Edwards.
only
is
thing.
not as-
The
Go
only
ahead.
thing right that you said about Ant defense was undisciplined. He will gamble for a steal a lot. That's the only thing wrong with Ant defense. Literally, the only thing wrong
Yeah, I
with
agree
his
with
defense.
that.
All this what you talking about, I don't know. The only thing wrong with his defense that he's in the passing lanes and he want to gamble a lot. It's really if he can just stay a
All
little
right.
bit more disciplined,
So
be a
all
better
right.
like team
And as
defender,
a playmaker,
then he'll be
I think
straight.
I think you said it earlier. As a playmaker, he's just not the greatest passer. I think that's his main problem as a playmaker. He's not the greatest.
Yeah,
passer.
he's not, but not everybody got to be all that to be top.
Yeah. But it is a knock against him, though. I think it is a knock.
All right, so Max, you said all right, so you said playmaking, he has to improve, right? What else? What else are you trying to see and improve on?
Well, you could tell over the years that he's already working on getting it in between game and the mid range game. And that's the only two weaknesses I really see in his game. And I don't even call it a mid range a weakness. He just don't do it because he's so uber athletic that he rather get to the rim.
Right.
And
I
finish.
think honestly,
But as you get further in your career, he's gonna need to develop that. Damn.
For sure.
I think shot selection at the rim is somewhat of another problem for him as well. But
what?
Because I said this, Storm. I can't believe you didn't hear me when I said this earlier. I said that Anthony Edwards, even with how great he is at providing rim pressure, when there's opportunities to pass the ball out and make the better play, get it to an open guy when the paint is clearly clogged up, he will still go up, and it won't. And of course, it's not going to go in every time, but most of the time when he's going up for these contested layups when the lane is clogged, he's not making them, and he does it a lot. It's not that he just does it every now and then and it doesn't go in. A lot of times he'll drive to the rim with tunnel vision and he won't make the right pass, and instead he'll just go up with the paint clog. That's another shot selection, playmaking, and consistency.
I don't know, bro. You using like 2 or 3 games that you watch.
It's not
like
2 or 3 games.
You watch
It's not 2 or 3 games, Max. It's not 2 or 3
because I don't
games.
know what are you talking talking about.
No, Max.
I
I
don't
don't know
see
what
him
you
just
talking about.
having
Max,
tunnel vision.
Yeah,
Max,
I
bro.
don't
Max.
see
This
that
is just
one
the
at
bias
all.
that you're talking to right now because Anthony Edwards is
No,
not
it's
as
not, because
great
I
as
can
you think
critique
he
my
is.
favorite player. My
I don't
favorite player,
care. I
LeBron
don't care
James.
who
I
your
critique
favorite
him more
player
than
is.
anybody.
You
So
just
that's
said that
not
you turn into
what
a.
you talking about
You just said
bias.
you turn it. You just said that you turn into a Timberwolves fan practically. Like I don't know. I don't understand where
Yes.
where we're getting this sentiment of now Edwards is all of a sudden this perfect player.
Nobody up here deep.
No one
Nobody up
said
here.
that though.
Nobody
If
up
you
here agrees
if
with
no,
you.
let me go. I don't know where the sentiment of all of a sudden Edwards by the end of next year is better
You ain't
than
letting me go. You not cutting me off every time.
all right,
What are
Max,
you
go
talking
ahead.
about?
Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm straight, but don't say let you go when you not
No,
did that
I was
every
talking to
time.
Storm. I was talking to
That's what
Storm.
literally ask me a question. I get two words out of my mouth and you say something.
All
Like,
right,
so
cool.
don't say let me talk. So
All right,
don't.
cool.
Like what?
My
You just
main
up here lying though. Nobody up here agree with your sentiments of what you're saying about Anthony.
I don't care. I don't care if I don't agree with it. It's just the truth. It's true. I don't know what you want me to say.
True to you though.
No,
Yo,
it's true
to
in
you,
general.
bro.
It's just true in
No,
general.
it's not.
Like Anthony Edwards is not.
If no one else agrees
Anthony
with you, it
Edwards.
doesn't mean you're automatically right because no one else agrees with you.
Storm. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm just saying that I think it's true. It's because it's not, and y'all can disagree all y'all want to.
Yeah,
What
it's your
I
opinion.
see,
Yeah, go
what I
ahead.
see in Anthony Edwards is a guy who flashes greatness as a defender but is inconsistent. What I see in Anthony Edwards is a guy who is not a great playmaker, not even a good playmaker. I should say that. A guy who doesn't make the proper reads, and a guy who has bad shot selection at the rim. That's what I see in Anthony Edwards. And unless he and unless he improves in those aspects, which I think he can, he is not going to be this top 8, top 10 level guy that y'all keep saying he's going
P5,
to.
Oh my god, man!
you got a little
Stretching,
playoff
bro.
translation. I not debated with you 1,000 times. You got a little playoff translation. So did you watch the Nuggets versus Timberwolves series? And did you see a playmaker he was doing? His shot selection at
You
the
were
rim.
going
Did you see all that? Since you love
I
playoff
do love.
translation so much. Did you see
I
him
do
rise to
value.
32 points per game in the playoffs?
I do value playoff translation.
Did you see that he was shooting 40% from three in the playoffs until he had one
Max,
bad game to shoot? Did you
Max,
see
I
that?
see the Max. I saw the playoffs, and the playoffs is the reason why I catapulted him into the top 20.
He was in top 20 before the playoffs.
I don't
Can
think
I
so.
can I say something real quick though? The Mad Max, everything P5 is saying is true. Like Anthony Edwards is a great player. He still has holes in his game. Like he's inconsistent
I never said he
defensively.
did.
He doesn't really, he doesn't have
He's
his mid
not
range game is
inconsistent
not there.
defensively, bro.
Hold on, Max.
Yes, he is.
Max,
Especially
let him
off
get
ball.
off.
Especially off ball.
Let him finish.
His mid range game is not there. His playmaking isn't there. He's not perfect right now. He's not over Devin Booker right now. He's not a top 2 shooting guard. He's number 3 or 4. Okay. He still has holes
He's
in his
number
game.
3.
Now, if
I
he
think
fixes
solidifies
those,
number 3, but
yeah, if he fixes those holes next season, he becomes a better playmaker, more consistent on defense. Then we can start having those conversations. But Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, right now, he's just not on that level right now, and that's fine.
Hold on.
He's only
I'm confused
22.
right now. I'm a little bit confused. Is Devin Booker? What is his defensive rating? It's like is Anthony Edwards defensively better than Devin Booker?
Yeah,
Devin Booker's defense is not the best.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he's slightly better.
He clears.
I don't think he clears.
I think Edwards is a far better defender than Booker. He is
Devin
a far better defender than Devin Booker. Yes.
But I believe that Devin Booker's a far better scoring playmaker though than Anthony Edwards. Right now, yeah.
I think they play make at the same level, honestly.
They do not play make at the same level.
I would say
I don't see Devin Booker playmaking that crazy, to be honest.
I would say that he's a better playmaker, but I think the scoring gap is the big thing for me. I think Devin Booker is a far better scorer.
He got the cat off the team, so he can fucking go off.
Especially in the
That's
mid range.
problem.
Like Anthony Edwards does not have that in this game.
All right, so
And
I hear a lot of people. All right, so let me cut in real quick. I hear a lot of people. The main consensus is that Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards are top 3, right? Is that the consensus?
No, I have JB 3.
All right, so
I got JB.
So those are the top 4 then.
Yeah.
So
I
my
agree.
thing is just last year in the finals, we were talking about how Jaylen Brown was was outperforming Tatum.
I mean, we said to them, why did Jaylen Brown go from
Like he was just an All NBA player this season. Like it's not like he fell off a cliff, you know. Like why is Jaylen Brown getting disregarded in these
I mean, I'm not
Well,
disregarding
obviously
him. I got
other players get
obviously not by you, Bulls fan, but I'm saying like in this mix.
other players got better than he did. Other players got better.
I
He
can't
did.
agree with
D
that.
Book improved his playmaking and his defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. D Book
Defense?
improved his playmaking and his defense.
But Jaylen
Yes,
Brown
he
was
did
never
a
as
lot.
good as D-Book, though. No, he actually did improve a lot.
Okay.
No, he was never over D-Book.
Okay, so that's one.
No, I don't
Donovan
think so.
Mitchell improved his Donovan Mitchell improved his defense in Cleveland. So and
But
he's a
his shot
better scorer
selection
than
is
what's his
still,
name.
but his shot selection is still shaky as
I mean,
well.
Jaylen Brown got bad shot selection too.
Yeah, I
All these
understand that.
stars
But
got
I'm
bad
just
shot
I'm
selection.
just
It's
like
about if they make them or not. Nobody's just taking. You can't average 20-some points to take wide open shots all game. You just can't. That's just not how it's gonna work for you.
Yeah, I mean, they all got flaws in their game. I mean, nobody's arguing that. But with
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, the difference people knock against Jaylen Brown this year is yes, he did improve kind of defensively, but his ball handling, like it became laughable that he couldn't switch hands like during the playoffs, and that's how he got all those turnovers. So I think that's why people knock him down. Because he never
That's
improved
valid.
in
I
that area.
don't understand. I don't
As
understand that.
as bad of a playmaker and passer that I think, or not bad, but maybe like neutral to below average as a passer and
bad.
playmaker that Anthony
No,
Edwards
he's.
is.
I thought you were talking about Jaylen
I
Brown.
truly
He's
think
bad.
that Jaylen Brown is even worse.
No, he is. I
think
will say
even
he's
worse.
Yeah, I agree with
He's
that.
definitely worse.
Yeah, you're right.
He's one of the. He's actually one of the
But
worst passers
hold
in
on.
the league.
I know we got off this Anthony Edwards stuff, but I ain't even get to respond. Like,
Yeah.
outside of the first week, outside of the first month of learning how to play with Rudy Gobert and Cat, Anthony Edwards was a fairly good playmaker. Everybody harp on that first month where he couldn't really figure it out yet. But outside of that, he was a fairly good playmaker. He would make the right reads. He would, if he get double, he would take the one escape dribble to bounce it to back to Mike Conley. He's like, it's not like y'all hold all these players to the same role, and it's like his role is not to play make for people out there. His role is to put the damn ball in the bucket.
Yeah, and Devin
So,
Booker does that better right now, and he's also a better playmaker.
I never said Devin Booker did. I got Devin Booker over him.
Also,
Okay,
but you
Max,
got
here's my thing with what you said, and I can agree with
I
you
got him
that
at number
Anthony
2.
Edwards is. I can agree with you that Edwards' main role isn't to be a playmaker, but when you're a player like Edwards, and when you have the ball as much as he does, maybe if he's not even the primary ball handler, and like the point
He
guard,
don't really have the ball. See, he don't really just control.
I got the answer.
But Max, my thing is when he does have the ball, and when he does get that heavy defensive coverage, and when he does need to make the pass out to the open guy, or maybe just make the right pass when he gets to the rim, when he's not really quick at reading the defenses, and let me use a better word. When he's not really good at when he's not really quick or fast at making the good reads to the open player, when he's not really that great at hitting cutters, or when when he's just not fast at it, right? That has to go against you as a passer and playmaker. When he's just not a great passer in general,
No,
I
he's
think that has
not.
to go against you. Like even though that's not his role, when he does it, it's just not good. And I think that has to be a knock against him. I think it does. And to the guy in the chat, bro, shot selection. You can have bad shot selection.
That is a knock against him.
You can have bad shot selection anywhere on the court. A shot at the rim. If there's 2 or 3 guys in the paint or in the lane at the rim, and when there's a better play to make, whether it's passing out to the corner or passing to another guy that's cutting to the rim behind the defense.
This is why I say that. This is why I say that you talk like a guy.
Answer Bush, Andrew, to your question.
This is why I say that you talk like a guy that's seen 2 Timberwolves games. Because I don't see Ant doing that. I just don't.
Andrew G, in that finals too, Andrew G, and I have Jaylen Brown number 3. He was not that great in that final, so I don't know why people act like he was the. No. Let me stop. Let me explain. Jason Tatum was just so egregiously bad that he just outplayed
Sebastian, stop spoiling the show, please.
He was just so bad that he just played better than him. But he was mid in those finals. He really was mid.
I ain't gonna lie, Sebastian's talking crazy in the comments. It's okay.
I do have to say though, Dezo, real quick.
Niggas is
What,
crazy.
I haven't seen any of the show yet because I still have to let my page.
Hey, we can turn this motherfucker into an Ahsoka podcast real quick, nigga.
Wait,
And I will leave so quick.
Wait, what show y'all talking about? What show y'all talking about?
Okay, wait.
A new Star Wars show.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not watching that though. I don't rock with Star Wars.
Wait, I have to ask a question though. Before we continue on this basketball stuff, I do have to ask Dezo because I haven't got that much information about this. I just got into Star Wars. I know the basics, right?
Right.
What time? Because I know Ahsoka was in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Or like at that show. And I know she was in the
I ain't gonna lie. Chill. I might watch Star Wars though. I might.
I will not watch.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
I'm just in my anime bag right now, but I might make some time.
We don't gotta get all the way into it. Just P5.
Star Wars ain't no damn anime.
Yeah,
I said I'm in my anime bag. I said I might get to it, nigga. I ain't calling
that
it
anime. What?
Hold on, wait,
nigga.
I really want to figure this out because
listen, Jesus Christ.
Hey, we not gonna get all the way into it. P5 just asked me a quick question. All right.
Because Ahsoka was in Clone Wars, which I know takes place in the prequel trilogy timeline, right?
Right.
But she was also in The Mandalorian, which I know takes place after the original trilogy.
Yeah, after Return of the Jedi.
How old is she, and what timeline does the Ahsoka series take place in?
Ahsoka takes place. All right, so Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, and Ahsoka takes place 3 years after the start of Mandalorian. So
okay,
she's around
the same timeline.
She's a teenager in the Clone Wars show, so she's probably right now around maybe her 50s,
middle age,
late, yeah, probably 50s. So
all right, and I do have to say a statement though. You can see by my profile picture, I quickly made a new favorite character. The book of Boba Fett fucking sucked.
It sucked, bro.
It was terrible.
Right, let's get back to basketball.
I wish I knew what y'all were talking about.
Y'all really watching a show with a 50-year-old the protagonist? That's crazy.
Big Storm.
No, you know how cool Boba Fett is, bro.
That's what it is.
He's cool.
Nerd shit. Not gonna lie.
Big Storm, you watch anime though. Stop it, bro.
I'm not on damn Star Wars, nerd.
Storm, you watch Naruto. I don't want to hear it.
Nah,
yo, chill out. Hey, hold on. No Naruto slander.
That show was mid.
Hold on.
Yo, no way.
Let's get.
We're not gonna talk about
that. Trying to put people to sleep.
You watch Japanese ad-libbing. You watch Japanese ad-libbing, Storm. I don't want to hear it.
I watch anime and I'm proud to watch anime.
We're not gonna out nerd each other right now. There's no
out nerding. Talking about some cinema from when Richard Nixon was in office. I'm not hearing you.
We all nerds. We all nerds. All right. So let's get back to basketball.
Y'all bigger nerds.
So let me get some predictions from y'all. Let me get some predictions from y'all.
Do y'all? Do we not rank SGA as a two guard?
What do you mean by this? What do you mean by predictions? We already gave our predictions.
Wait, have we?
I think for the season he meant.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean okay? My fault.
This upcoming season, yeah. Mad Max. SGA is whatever he thinks he is, you know, whatever you want him to be. SGA
he's a two guard.
Is he just like a mythical creature?
I have him as a one,
but I got him as a point guard too. He's listed.
He don't run point guard though.
But Max,
but he's listed as a point guard though.
But Max, for me, like you should know this by now. I rank players by what they're listed as. I don't. It's just that's just how I work, and it's just that's how it is for me.
He was just listed as a shooting guard last year, and the year before that.
No, he wasn't. He was listed as a point guard.
Didn't he get All NBA first team as a shooting guard? Or am I tripping?
I think it's just
that's not how first team works. It's just guards. Yeah.
All right. So all right, and another name that I wanted to throw out there for y'all that we haven't brought up, Paul George. Right. Paul George is he a forward? Do y'all consider Paul George a two? Because he plays two now that Kawhi's taking his place, but his natural position.
Even if he is a two, I still got him up there just purely off of health reasons.
Health reasons, okay.
Yeah, if he was healthy, if Paul George, I'm just be honest. If Paul George was healthy, I'd probably have him top three. But he's just so injury prone. I just can't have over other guys that play more than him.
Yeah,
that's really
good. Not knock against him, and that's not.
Yeah, Paul George got the game.
Yeah, he got a game, but he's just not on the floor, and that's what it takes away from it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. So let me get some predictions on how y'all think each of these top 4 players that we've listed are gonna do this season. Like what it Devin Booker, he's on the Suns. Suns are they loaded up with top end talent.
Yeah.
Top
How do
10.
y'all top I mean KD
They
Book
got
Katie
Bradley
Book,
Beal. That's it.
Kate.
KD Book Real and
Nah, the
AD.
Bill is tight overrated though. He
That's
not, but he ain't all
crazy.
that. He
I
ain't
mean,
all that.
We don't.
what I'm saying
I
is they're
don't
top
think.
heavy.
I don't think nobody
They're
overrated. I
Oh,
don't think
dude,
nobody
if you're saying
overrated.
you're top heavy, that's an understatement.
yeah
They're more than top heavy.
yeah they're
Max,
top heavy.
stop being nasty. Max, stop being nasty.
So
So
so so how do y'all think Devin Booker's season is gonna go? Big Storm, we can start with you.
I think Devin Booker um season will be about the same, maybe a little bit underwhelming because I don't really see it. All depends on who's the one guard on that team. Because
it
I don't
should be
really
Devin.
think
It should be Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's that type of playmaker to really be able to like kind of play make for him, Bradley Beal, Aiden, and KD. I don't really think that's like his type of game because he
What is
still want to
Aiden
get
gonna
some.
do?
I don't even think they need a lead playmaker though.
You
I
still
just
have a man who can be a. You can't just make Aiden just like the default just pick and roll guy because that's not
He's
his
gonna
game
have to be that
level.
though. He's gonna have to be a rim running big, protecting the rim, rebounding.
You're
That's
what
what
it
they
No,
is.
they
need.
need to involve.
That you may need that,
No,
but
if
that's
they
not what he's
involve
going to
Aiden,
be.
But how are they going to involve
That
Aiden?
unlocks
But
so
if
much
they
of their
involve
offense.
him, that's taking the ball out of players that's better than
Hold
him.
on, hey, Big Storm didn't even get to finish his syllabus.
My fault.
Big
No,
Storm, go
no,
ahead.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just that I just feel that the main reason why Aiden may not be playing the best is because he don't want to be there no more. He wanted to go to Pacers. They signed a big deal. I see that after Aiden's contract's up, he's gone just because I feel that the Suns organization has kind of, I'm not going to say given up, but they put their priorities into other players. It's not him. And you can obviously see it by his play. Like he just don't want to be there no more. And I think that's like a really big problem since if you have a big man that don't want to be there, that's another player, a really good big piece of your team that honestly just rather go somewhere else. And that might be a little disappointing. And you also do not know how Bradley Beal is going to play in a system where two of the high volume scoring guards, not guards, a guard and a forward. And another big problem, their bench is so poop. They like I don't understand what the hell they're supposed to do with that boo boo ass bench. And I don't want to hear people like I'm sorry.
He
The
said
whole
Devin
ball
Booker prediction, not a Suns prediction.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
plays
Okay,
a
so
part into it. I just don't I think Devin Booker would maybe be about the same. I don't really see him taking any crazy jump. I see him maybe getting a little bit more efficient, maybe at like the rim. So I see about be about the same.
Storm with everything
Let
you
me go
just said.
next.
The Suns are a conference finals team. I'm sorry.
yeah, I ain't
Fuck
gonna
no,
lie.
they're not. They're not
They
better than the
definitely
Nuggets.
are.
They're not better than
They
the Nuggets,
honestly, you know
Suns, the
what? This might
Nuggets,
be a
or
hot
the
take. I think
Lakers.
they beat the Nuggets in the 7 game series. I'm
No.
just kidding.
The moment you
And I
said
think
one
they'll.
of them two, Jokic is about to ball.
Y'all just got so much
Who
worse, bro. I'm just keeping it real. My fault.
How they get
who wants to handle the Anthony Edwards prediction? Who
I
wants to
can't
handle
Me,
it?
wait for
I
them to get
do.
bounced on the first
I
round.
love
I
this.
All
can't
right,
wait for them to
P5,
get bounced on the
Hey,
first round.
I guess I'll do the Jalen Brown because I'm the only one showing him love up here.
I'm about
Okay.
to I'm about
Now
to
with
slander
everything,
the Suns.
okay. Now here's my thing.
You gonna
P5,
make it.
P5, handle.
Everything that I just said about Anthony Edwards, right? Everything that I just said about him. I think by the end of next year, he will be the best shooting guard in the NBA. By the end of next year, I think a lot of the inconsistencies within his game defensively will be, hopefully, and it's just hypotheticals. I think they will be fixed. I don't know if that's the best term I can use, but fixed, I guess. I think he'll be a lot more consistent on the defensive end of the ball. I'm not sure if he'll ever like develop an in between game because he just like what Max said, he just doesn't take mid range shots. But he's still providing great rim pressure, even with what I said about the shot selection and all that. I think he will improve as a scorer, maybe even as a 3-point shooter as well. And if he continues that type of playoff translation, which I think the Timberwolves should be a playoff team next year, we might
I don't know.
we might see Edwards in them like in the second round. And I think
Second
Edwards,
round? No way.
That
No.
Wolves team is still kind of
and again, these are all hypotheticals, guys. Like
Yeah,
it's hard for me to believe
That
that if they
Wolves
run
team
it,
is not mid.
That's what I'm saying. Niggas don't watch.
It's hard for me to believe that
Timberwolves are trash. I'm sorry, my
they're
fault.
not trash.
I ain't saying they're
But
trash. I'm just saying they're like,
it's
okay.
hard for me to believe that if
The
Anthony
Bulls
Edwards
fans saying the Timberwolves are trash.
like it's tough for me like it's tough for me to believe that Anthony Edwards, if he plays as great as he does, as great as he did last year in the playoffs, maybe even better, especially on the defensive end, and if that team can stay healthy with Jaden McDaniels and Nas Reed and like not get hurt in that first round of series against the Nuggets, it's hard for me to believe that if they run into a team like the Grizzlies that they can't beat them. Or
I
they
gotta
run
read
into
this
a
chat
team
real
like the
quick, y'all,
Kings that they can't beat them.
before the next
It's
person
hard for me to
goes.
believe stuff like that. Like,
Let a game.
do I think they're on the Nuggets level or like the Lakers level? No, but that team is better than what you think it is, and I think a lot of that has to do with Anthony Edwards and how much I think he's going to improve next year.
That's true, but I gotta answer this because this is crazy.
Go ahead.
Yo, I love D-Book, but he is not going to surpass no Jason Tatum next season at all.
That's not hard. That's not hard to do.
What? He's not going to surpass Jason Tatum.
Yeah, they're literally right there with each other. They're literally right there with each
Yeah,
other.
they're like right there.
Nobody's even remotely calling Devin Booker top 5. Niggas is actually calling Jason Tatum top 5.
Top 5?
Tatum top 5.
I don't think he's top 5. I don't think he's top 5, but he's way close to me. Yeah, he's like 6, 7.
Wait, and Nahari, if I'm being honest, bro, and tell me if I'm wrong, D Booker's borderline top 10, and Tatum is like 8 or 9 at the best.
8 or 9? But who?
Yes.
Okay, it depends. Who do you have over Tatum? Because 8 or 9 is crazy.
Jokic, Curry, Jokic, Curry,
Giannis, Joel,
Luka, yes, Embiid, yeah, that's 5.
AD, and KD.
You got Joel.
Okay, so Kawhi, AD, and KD. I don't think
who wouldn't
think
have
KD's,
Joel over Tatum. What?
I don't think KD is better. Anthony Davis, sure, when he's healthy, but I include health in mind.
I just don't like. I don't like
Wait,
inconsistency.
Nahari.
Yeah,
he just had a season and a playoff run where he was literally anchoring, like especially in the second half of last year. Screw what I was about to say about the playoffs. After the trade deadline and with LeBron missing the majority of the season, AD with a whole bunch of new teammates that granted did fit better next to him than the previous team did. It's still impressive what he was able to do. That Lakers team was the best defense in the league in the second half of the year.
Okay, yeah.
That team in general. Wait, Nahari. That team was just in general the best team in the league after the trade deadline. And mainly had to do with Anthony Davis and the impact that he had defensively.
All right, but that's
okay. So if you want to say Anthony Davis, that's fine. But I don't think KD's better than him. Who else?
I think KD is still better than him.
Yeah,
I don't believe KD's better than him.
I do.
You also said.
All right, let's not turn this into a top 10 debate.
Oh yeah. Okay. So in my opinion, for Devin, I think Jason Tatum is going to improve as a ball handler and playmaker next season.
Jaylen Brown.
I'm on Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
I was trying to cook with Tatum, but not Jaylen Brown. This season,
why are you cooking with Tatum? We not talking about Tatum.
Oh, hold on.
You gotta say that for the small forwards, bro. Say that.
All right, but Jaylen Brown next season, he's going to be probably roughly the same. I don't really see him improving too much. With Kristaps Porzingis, I think he's going to probably go down. To be honest with you, I think he's probably going to go down, and Anthony Edwards is going to surpass him. Maybe he can make a couple improvements, just passing and playmaking and ball handling. I don't really see it, but I don't know, man. Jaylen Brown, he's going to be probably like a cool 25, 26 points per game, just like he was last year. Probably be his handle will probably be a little bit more tighter though. I can see that.
Listen, with that new contract. Listen, with that new contract Jaylen Brown just got, man, he better be scoring like 28.
Yeah, that man got 300.
I'm not gonna lie.
Listen.
I still think the Celtics made a mistake keeping him. They should have traded him.
I understand that, but we talking about like predictions. My expectations for Jaylen Brown, bro, he gotta take a step up because if they're gonna invest the whole future in you, there's no more, getting past and 24, 25 points per game, 7 turnovers. No, if he starts struggling like he did in the playoffs like last year, he's going to get scrutinized 10 times more. And the first thing they're going to bring up is that contract. So for me personally, I hope or expect for him to be like a 28 points per game, 7 rebound guy, and 4 assists.
28 points and 7. I mean, he's playing with Kristaps Porzingis. That's another scoring threat.
Listen, I'll give you like $300 million of run race, something like that, bro. Better be
Honestly,
doing
bro,
that.
I'm not
You
even
better.
expecting him to go up and hit scoring production. I just need the nigga to learn how to dribble. Like that's it.
When he
He just
around
needs to
it,
get it.
No,
but when he
man.
around
I
it
need a whole package,
this year,
bro. That
Hold
contract
on.
equals a whole package, bro. Ain't none of that. No,
Hey,
I need a whole thing.
we got one last shooting guard to talk about. That's Donovan Mitchell, who trying to give predictions on
I
Donovan.
gotta watch more Cavs games to be honest.
I watched a lot of
Listen,
Cavs
I got
games
it.
last
I got
year.
it.
I watched a lot of Cavs game, and the problem
I
was
think
it wasn't Donovan
Matt Max,
Mitchell. It
talk
was
to me
the
about Donovan, man. Talk to me about Donovan. What you think he gonna do this year?
I think I think this year he gonna do a better job of just trusting his teammates, getting a little bit because he got a little bit more chemistry down with him. And I
Mm,
got the Cavs being the top 3 seed in the East because of, I think he improved his effort on defense. And only way he can keep going up is there. Only way he can keep going is up from there, unless he
yeah.
just don't care about winning at all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think him being in a better situation for 2 years in a row, knowing that I got a group of guys that's going to bat with me, and I think he's gonna do a better job of trying to get. He's I ain't gonna say he's a leader, but I see leader qualities out of him. I think he can
Mm,
help Evan Mobley this year become more of
listen,
more of for them, like
man,
right.
for a
Max. I
winning
agree with
team.
1,000%. Listen, man, Max. I agree 1,000% to what you said, but I'm gonna need all that pressure to be on Mobley and freaking Jared Allen because the way they perform in the
They need to
playoffs is
trade one of them
unbelievable,
niggas.
bro.
Not one of them.
Yo,
They need to trade Jaren Allen.
Yo, them dudes folded so
Respectfully.
bad, bro. It was so them and Garland, bro. They didn't show up at all. So it wasn't no chemistry issue.
Well,
It was them two in the middle.
Hey,
They got that
Donovan didn't
smoke.
show up
can I
either.
just get a quick prediction off about the Cavs?
Yeah, go ahead, P5.
All right, the Cavs will be a at bare minimum, top 5 seed in the East, bare minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will make it to the play. They will make it to the playoffs. I said bare minimum. I agree with. I could agree with 3.
Yeah, they're gonna be 3.
They will make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
Right. They will have all. They will have a lot of pressure put on them because Donovan Mitchell's a free agent soon, and as of right now, at least, he hasn't signed an extension with them. The Cavs will lose in the first. This is a prediction. They will lose in the first round because, or maybe even because Jared Allen and Evan Mobley will not work in the playoffs, especially offensively. And Donovan Mitchell will probably drop again, even though it's probably not his fault because of the front court that he has to work with offensively. And Donovan Mitchell will request a trade in the offseason.
To the Knicks.
I don't know about requesting a trade. I think he leaves free agency.
You think after 2 years it's over, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe leaving free agency.
Because
But
Dezo, you have to understand
He
that
didn't want
that
to
is
go
not
there in the first place.
Dezo, you have to understand that's not the team you wanted to go to. There is a team there. I know we bring them up all the time in big things like this, but there is a certain team in New York.
He's not going to the Knicks.
Okay.
He's not going to no goddamn.
Okay. Let me just say this: there are teams around the league with a lot of assets and with some players that the Cavs
Knicks tried that already.
Huh?
The Knicks tried to trade.
The Knicks were being cheap. They weren't trying to give him up.
No. They tried to trade for him, but it's just the Cavs offered everything they had, basically.
Yeah.
Like that's so.
Laurie Markkinen and Colin Sexton.
That's good.
And how many draft picks? And how many draft picks? And how many draft picks?
Laurie Markkinen, and then look what Laurie Markkinen.
The Knicks didn't want to give up Quinn Grimes. They was being cheap.
Yeah, but he was a solid young player in the NBA.
And Storm. How many first round picks and pick swaps did they trade away? Like 3 or 4. Like I mean, like
but Colin Sexton before he got injured was like all-star.
But he's worth it though.
The Cavs are going to trade him before they get that level, and the Knicks don't got that much to trade.
The Knicks just didn't have the players, to be honest with you.
The Knicks have like
they
3 or 4.
still don't.
If they really wanted to go deep into it, the Knicks have assets to trade. They have Quentin Grimes. They have like 2 or 3.
Nobody
I'm not
wants
taking
Quentin
Grimes.
Nobody wants Quentin
Facts. I ain't gonna lie. That's facts.
You give me Brunson, I'll give you Mitch. That's the only thing I'm doing.
Hey, can I get the
trade
whole
the Brunson
package?
for Mitch doesn't make any sense.
Can I get the whole package?
You want to trade D? You want to trade Randall for Mitch? That makes
It's
no sense.
unrealistic. P5 is unrealistic.
You want to trade Randall for Mitchell?
Yes, Randall's
so
a problem.
you have a backcourt of Brunson and Mitchell.
On my life, I would have had that than Randall.
Wait. The Cavs want Donovan. Wait. The Cavs want Julius Randle?
No, they don't want that stupid player. But
if the Cavs trade anybody,
I'm just saying though,
Jared Allen. to get
That's
a
the
better
only.
floor
I
spacer
would.
for.
I'm just saying.
That's the
Now I
only
do agree with
person in the
that.
trade.
The Cavs do need to trade Jared Allen. They do need to
That's
trade.
the
RJ
only
Barrett. I
person
ain't gonna
in
lie.
the
Demons
trade.
for RJ Barrett would not be bad for the Cavs. I'm just being
No,
real.
Yes, it
RJ
would.
Barrett.
Yes, it would.
Bro,
It
RJ
would.
Barrett.
RJ Barrett, and like
Not
4 first-round picks.
Bro,
Wolf fan. Wolf fan. You
Unless RJ Barrett,
cannot.
RJ Barrett is poop.
You
unless
cannot
RJ Barrett
play. You
improves,
cannot play Brunson and Mitchell on the court together. I
Bro,
promise
Bro,
you can't.
yes, you can. You
I
really
promise
No,
can.
you
you
can't.
can't. You
I
cannot.
promise you
honestly,
can't.
Dezo, I think Mitchell's
You
improving.
talk about no playmaking. There's gonna be 50
just
shots
saying he
between
has.
both of them.
It's gonna be
Jalen Brunson, he's a solid playmaker. He's not like
No, he's
terrible.
not.
Like,
No, he's not. No, he's not.
whatever
No, he's
you
not.
get from both of them on the offensive end, you're gonna give up
It's the same.
on the defensive end. Like this, it's just not gonna happen.
Here's
It's not
okay.
gonna
Look,
work.
here's my thing about the Knicks. They have the draft capital to get it done, and I think they have like of course you're not trading Grimes for Mitchell straight up, but he would be a good piece to involve in the package. Like I'm not saying that you can't tell me that he won't be.
yo, I'm sorry, but greatest. I'm sorry, bro. Julius Randle was not good. He's just not that good, dog. I don't know what to tell you. He's by far the
Yeah.
worst playoff performer I've ever seen in my life. Like he's worse than DeMar DeRozan. That's how bad he is.
Damn.
Ain't no about it.
Hey,
At
hey,
least
hey, hey.
DeMar DeRozan had a series where he was like 27
He
and like
he a
45
bad
from the field.
he a bad playoff performer, but he ain't.
He's
He
not
a bad playoff
DeRozan level
performer, but he
bad.
ain't as bad as
He's
y'all
not
make him out.
DeRozan
I ain't gonna
level.
lie, DeRozan is better than him in the playoffs.
Randall's only had 2 trips
At
to the
least,
playoffs.
bro.
Like,
At least,
Yeah.
And they were both
for a
terrible. They
reason.
were both
but no, Jordan,
terrible.
For a
at least
reason,
Randall
though.
But he was hurt in
provides.
his last one. He was
At
hurt in
least
his last
Randall
one.
provides value on the glass. I cannot tell you one good thing that DeRozan does in the playoffs. I really can't. Like,
Yo, I live
He tried.
DeRozan. I mean, I understand DeRozan played more, but he's had a series. Like he's maybe one series where he was actually really good. I
but
don't
like
know the year.
whenever he plays a team like fucking, it's not even the fact that he just loses to LeBron and the Cavs. He forgets how to play basketball when he plays.
But hold on, look, we're debating trash though, and I'm just saying, Julius Randle is just
No, Randall
so
is terrible.
bad.
He's bad, but he's not as bad as he's not DeRozan bad. That's what I'm saying.
We can say he's not as bad as he's up there though. Like he's terrible. He
all right,
defensively.
all right, fellas.
It's mid on mid. It's mid on mid.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hit
it is
that
mid.
3-hour mark. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's watching, please like the stream on your way out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. And y'all heard our takes on it. I hope y'all have gained some knowledge about these 4 to 5 shooting guards that we've talked about. Booker,
Edwards
Mitchell,
in particular, man. People
Brown,
really need
and
to learn
Edwards.
Edwards.
They're gonna be.
Edwards will be the third best shooting guard of all time when he
It's
retires.
gonna be.
That's
The glaze is insane, bro.
Michael Jordan is a shooting guard, Max. You remember that.
It's gonna be.
I like
third.
Anthony Edwards.
It's gonna
Anthony
be-
Edwards would be like top 6, 7.
Jordan,
No, he'll be
Jordan
over
is a shooting guard, Max. Remember that. Jordan is a
No,
shooting
you know what?
guard.
Anthony Edwards does. No, he legitimately has a chance to be 5. He can be
I
better
said
than
third.
Fellas,
Oh, you said
fellas.
third. I thought you said best. My bad.
It's gonna be interesting to see how these 4 like.
I agree with that, actually.
It's gonna be interesting to see how these 4 like
over D Wade.
battle
Oh,
for
maybe
position.
Let him close the show. Let him
That's
close the
not
show.
hard
Yeah,
to
I'm
do.
trying.
Let him
Let
close
him
the
close
show.
the
Let him close
It's
the
gonna
show.
be interesting to see how these 4 battle for position throughout the season. We can definitely keep an eye on it. But I'm gonna start next week. I'm gonna start going through all the other positions as well. We could talk about point guards, small forwards, power forwards, and centers as well. So y'all make sure y'all tune in next week, and we can get that bussing. So make sure y'all once again stay hydrated, y'all, and get some sleep, man. Until next time, for sure.
Hey, great first show, bro. Was you at the host, man?
Hey,
Great first
appreciate it,
show.
man. Appreciate it. Easy. Take us out, bro. Take us out.
Yeah, hey, yo, we out of here. You heard?
You heard?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Catch y'all later.
All right,
yo.
fellas.